Another year.
Another year. So Wally, I just got back from Italy. I was over there signing a bunch of books, and I had a lovely trip. I had a really, really nice time. It was one of the first trips I've took in a while where it was just me. I had no bodyguards because I figured that I wouldn't need them because the Italian people are just a joy. Passionate people, Wooly, but joyous people, you know?
Passione?
Excuse me?
It's fine.
Okay.
Passionate bodyguards. Passion. Anyway, it's moving on.
Okay.
It was a JoJo joke. We're moving on. Ignore the JoJo joke. We're moving on.
I was basically over there for the Lucca Comics and Games Festivals, which is like this huge, big, just like celebration of like comics, you know, and in a way that like maybe has stopped being the case with like a lot of, you know, like kind of more Western kind of cons or more like American cons where like it really...
A massive con.
250,000 people.
Crazy. I had no idea.
It was
That's wild.
fucking insane. And like this was like a city-wide con. Like, you know the way MagFest is like a town-sized con? This was just a city, like a small city, but a city in Italy filled with just people who like anime and play games. And it was really, really cool. I had such a blast. Italian fans were genuinely like so lovely. But I did have this one... You know, Ollie, you know how I do get into situations sometimes?
Yeah, incidents occur.
Mm-hmm.
There are from time to time, there are John moments, yes.
So I'm at this booth, okay? And I don't want to say, like, what particular thing this was, but I see this, like, comic, and, like, the drawings on the cover are, like, so beautiful. And I open it up, and, like, they are some of the most like gorgeous pencil sketches I have ever seen. And I'm like, holy shit. And so I start flicking through it. And then as I'm going, it's like, oh, these women are like, they're kind of taking off their clothes a little bit. And then I keep going, and we're getting pretty lewd. And I'm like, okay. And you know, Wooly, I am not opposed to smut. I have a small pile of zines over there. Doesn't matter what's in them. It's fine.
That's all right.
But then I keep going, Wooly, and it starts to get a bit past my level. Things start to get imaginative, and I'm gonna say a little dark. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think maybe there was a moment. There was a moment where this was in my Goldilocks zone. We are well past the Goldilocks zone now, okay?
Okay. Yellow light is up.
Yeah. I'm gonna say we're hidden on red. We're like, no, red. This is not what this is a little extreme for my tastes. Okay. And it's as I come to that realization, I hear Super Eyepatch Wolf? And I look up, and the girl behind the counter is looking at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
And then,
yeah. Oh, get used to that, baby.
And then she, fucking goddamn it. And then she looks down at like the magazine, and she looks up at me, and I feel raw terror. I feel fucking Bayonetta witch time. Like, and I don't know what to say. And she kind of gives me a little smile, and she goes, oh. And I was like, and then she was like, and then she just, and like, she was so sweet. She was like really lovely, but she's like, you can just have that. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, no. And like, she kind of thinks that like, I'm being like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm like, no, I don't, this isn't, I don't,
this is, this is a different type of fluster. You can't tell. They're near identical, but they're not the same.
Yeah. But she will not like let me put this back. Like she's like, no. I've watched so many of your videos and like, you know, I really appreciate you. And I'm like, And like the thing is, Woolie, like this con is fucking massive. And I'm about 10 minutes away from my table and I have no bag and I have no nothing. So I'm just carrying like this, we'll say, very provocative piece of reading material across the con. And I'm like, what am I going to fucking do with this? You know?
Yeah.
And like, I don't want, if someone sees me, you know, it's like,
So all I can say to this is I'm no stranger to this territory because for some reason or another, back in the day, the best friends happened to just get for some reason popular with a lot of porn artists, a lot of hentai animators, a lot of doujin artists and animators just were out there like, yo, what's up, y'all? And we're like, oh shit, that's cool, you know? And at a certain point, it's like, yeah, just roll with it. You just gotta roll with it, you know? Sometimes you go, hey, nice work there. Good stuff.
So, no, like,
right?
Woolie,
sometimes you're like,
I guess the laws of that are kind of gray, aren't they?
wow, right? But you just, hey, thank you. Glad you like the stuff. That's cool. It's appreciated. We keep it moving. You know,
so
not shaming it. No shame over here.
Yeah, and like no shame. It's definitely it's about shame, but it's my shame. It's I can't handle this. I'm the fucking weenie. Okay, I know that. But eventually, like, so I get back to my booth and I put like put the comic like under the table. And you know, it's fine, it's cool. And then like a couple of days go by. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it necessarily. And then I'm kind of talking to the like other artists at our table, and one of them's like, "Did you guys see this comic in the trader hall?" And I'm like, "What comic?" And he begins immediately describing the comic I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. And at one point, I look down and I look over under my table and I just see the fucking corner peeking out. And Woolie, it's like a fucking Alfred Hitchcock story. It's like, this is my telltale heart. And,
my God.
And so, like, you know, I'm just like, oh, yeah, that sounds really bad. And so in the end, I decide to just leave the comic at the venue because I feel at this point this is turning into a semi-cursed item and I think I just need to be rid of it. And so when I'm leaving, like, I'm saying goodbye to the HoloPress guys and one of them's like, oh, you forgot your comic. And I was like...
There is a soul bond now. There is now a tether that you have not seen.
And he was like... I was like, oh, no, I don't think I did. And he was like, no, you did. You did. It's this comic, right? And I was like... yes. And he goes, okay, listen, don't worry about it. We'll just have it shipped to you. And I was like, you okay. And like, it's the same situation with the artist where I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. That's totally fine. I don't need you to do that. And so it's being shipped to me, Woolie. I have the tracking number. I can see its approach.
Your name and address have been attached to further cement your ownership.
Yeah.
Well, that's swell. And you listen. All right. Hey, let me handle this one. All right. Let me take care of the problem here. hey there, smut artists. And I know you're listening. You're out there doing God's work, or the devil's. God bless. We love it. It's fantastic. Keep it up. I know that as you're listening to this, and you're fill in your ear as you draw. You would never use this type of story as ammunition in the future against my friend John here, right? As he's
No,
as they've
Woolie,
just
what are you
established,
doing?
they don't appreciate this type of encounter, and they don't want that energy being put in any way forward at future cons or events or so. So you would never use this as ammunition in any way in the future, and we know that y'all are chill with that, right?
I agree with your words, but why are you smiling?
I'm saying that we know we can trust our smutty friends here to hear this story and learn from it in a way that will make sure nothing embarrassing ever happens like this to you again. I'm Woolie Versus.
I'm Eyepatch Wolf, and we are... It's just Woolie. It's the Goldilocks zone. Okay, I'm not opposed to some saucy material. I have saucy material. Okay, I like it. It's good sometimes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh. What's up?
I was jet lagged.
You're comfortable. We know.
I would be better now. I grew up a little.
We all know how comfortable you are, John. Absolutely. We've been here before.
Okay.
Now, if you don't mind, the resting place of this hat is on.
That's
my
pretty
here,
sick.
So that's how we've been doing it.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like this podcast has maybe gotten off to like a kind of, a more negative start than I would have liked. So would you mind if I just kind of made things positive for a second?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's refresh. Let's refresh.
Let's do it. Woolie, your I don't know if the exact date is out there, but your birthday is incoming.
Oh, yeah. I was born on the same day as Jay-Z.
Wow.
December 4th.
Hell yeah, dude.
How about that?
Yeah, well, I would just like to take this opportunity just to wish you the most sincere happy birthday.
Thank you.
To my good buddy who I just care about so much. And I think most of all, I understand the importance of being there for someone on their birthday.
Yeah, thank you. It's a big one, so it's the big 4-0.
Yeah.
That's officially, hey, guess what? I hope you made your life decisions, because here they are now, everything's locked in.
Yeah, because I know sometimes people get like a bit nervous that their best friend won't wish them happy birthday on their birthday, and that could be devastating to some people. And I just want you to know that that's not what's going to happen. Because I would never do that to you.
Well, you see, I appreciate that is... I appreciate that you're saying that. You're a little bit early. I do have to say.
That's how important it is to me, Woolie. That's how important it is for you to know that I would never forget your birthday.
Under any circumstances.
Under any circumstances. There's just no events that I let that happen, because I'd have to be a pretty terrible friend, Woolie, to do that, wouldn't I? Can you imagine? Can you imagine, Woolie?
Would it happen to be based on I don't know, something like a Facebook reminder popping up or something to that effect? Or
no, I just know your birthday, buddy, because I care.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Woolie didn't wish me happy birthday on my fucking birthday.
Hey. Today is the November episode of Versus Wolves. So here on the official November episode of Versus Wolves, aka the first communication of November, happy birthday.
First of all, Woolie,
November 4th.
We have spoke several times this month, including a call.
Listen, okay? Sometimes there.
Yeah. Yes. Keep going. I'm not saying anything. Keep going. Make your point.
The sad, lonely state of being an adult and being, I don't know, whatever I am, has been one where people and birthdays and friends, I thank you for wishing me that. For the most part, there aren't a ton. There's Facebook messages that pop up, but I don't know. There's a lot of friends that don't wish them. And so, I have friends that
yeah, but
have
Woolie,
not
we're
wished
like,
me.
I'm like your best friends. You're not my best friends, but like I'm like your best friend.
I am here on this November episode, aka the first public Versus Wolves November-based episode, on time, saying, hey, November 4th, happy birthday.
Woolie, okay, you just tried to make the point that birthdays they're not that big a deal to you.
It's not that, no, that's not that they're not that big a deal. It's just that it has just become something that my friends have stopped caring about and just don't really
because I feel like you made a big deal about
much.
Punch Girl's birthday this year. And yeah, mine is just fucking chopped liver. Is that what I'm hearing? Sorry, I'm just confused.
Okay. All right.
I'm just confused,
Okay.
Woolie. I'm just trying to understand where the rules are. Because I don't get it. Some birthdays are a huge fucking deal, and we got to move the podcast around, and then some birthdays just don't matter at all. Interesting, Woolie.
I guess we can celebrate your birthday week as if you were one of my cousins. I guess we can do a full-on birthday week celebration to make sure that everybody acknowledges and
Woolie,
gives
look,
it
it's fine. It's
gives
fine.
it what due.
Just show me what the present is, and we'll end the segment.
Do you want to see it?
No, wait.
I do have it. It is right here. If
you're lying, that's not actually a present, is it?
This is absolutely a present.
How dare you make this segment wholesome? How
and if you
dare
like
you
to have it come your direction, okay, I'll unbox it for you in front of you. It is right here waiting to get to you. This does exist, so here you are. This is a really cool special thing I got here. This is a little magnetic thing, so we put this right here like so.
It's a little,
and then this over here connects over to this piece, and there you are. You got yourself a little fridge magnet. Hornet.
A little hornet magnet.
Hornet. A little Hornet can hang out on the fridge, but Hornet would be alone, so that's why you'd have to grab, of course, Hornet's best buddy over here, the Hollow Knight.
The Hollow Knight.
And then you can have them hang out together on your fridge. And this is waiting to make its way over to you as soon as that's possible.
Aww.
So, hey, you asked, and here it is.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I
saw that bit going differently. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you, Woolie. That's very sweet. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Mm-hmm. Also, you I mean, you should already have your, like, you got your Wolves in the Lab plush. I mean, clearly. I mean, clearly. Right? This is not. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about. Well, there we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah,
you know,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So we're all gifted
We're
up
square.
and taken care
We're
of.
fine.
I can't believe that worked out so perfectly.
God damn it! Talk about a frame perfect parry.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, let me just put this back in its packaging, but yes.
So, speaking of the Wolves in the Lab, Woolie, what would Wolves in the Lab be without his official stands?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's real. It's actually real.
It's shiny.
It's very shiny. It's a beautiful ass book. Honestly, I really am so proud of this stupid thing. There is actually one on its way to you, I believe, Woolie. Yeah, I thank you everyone who bought one. I think there should still be some left, I would say, by the time this podcast goes out. If you head on over to hollow-press.net, you can buy my book, The Bizarre World of Fake Video Games. It's a book about all these different fake video games and fake magazine articles and reviews about fake video games. And also the book might be haunted. Thank you for everyone. Like, genuinely, thank you so much to everyone who already bought one, because we sold a ton. And my parents don't really understand YouTube, but they understand that people bought my book. And thank you for that, everyone.
Once again, to the audience, John's forever going to be trying to escape the concept of notions whenever he talks about anything, including whenever they talk about anything, including promotions of stuff. So let me be the one to tell you, beyond all those things, it is a book that John wrote. This is a creative writing book that is a journey. And it is more than just fake reviews for fake video games. There's a whole thing that's ridiculously high effort going on here that is absolutely worth getting. So, yes.
Thank you, Woolie.
Be sure to get that.
On the subject of notions, I just want to say I'm glad everyone enjoyed Notion Watch last month.
Notion Watch.
People are really hot on that to become a monthly segment. But what I'll say is I'm absolutely down for it to return. But I only want the highest quality notions.
You can't force it. You can't force it.
You can't force it. I have to. It has to come to me. It has to be right. But it will return. It will absolutely return. Speaking of things returning, Woolie, I just wanted to say that I believe last time I talked about Death Stranding 2 on this podcast, I was pretty lukewarm on it. I don't know what it was. I think I've had a really, good but stressful couple of months, and I found myself just wanting to deliver packages. And I booted up Death Stranding again, and I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm in a bit of a better place now to be a post-apocalypse delivery man.
Okay. Now, Death Stranding really is, more than any other game, it is a vibe, and you have to be into that vibe when you're going to play it.
Yes.
You cannot... There's a lot of games that just bring you along with, they set the tone and then they drag you into it. And Death Stranding, you gotta be in a place already.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
To be trucking.
So, I've had a bunch of days recently where I've had, I'm on, the fine... Okay, so for people who might not be familiar, this kind of facial hair situation, this is what I call an upload beard. I know it's not quite a beard, but this is how my face gets around upload, and, it's bad. And right now I'm on the part where I'm watching every little video and I'm or every little part of it, and I'm I don't like how that sounds, that cuts a bit too soon, I'm gonna color grade this shot differently, all this kind of shit. And it is just making hundreds of micro decisions every day that honestly probably don't fucking matter, right? Like, who gives a shit? But at the end of
finishing
that,
touches, though.
I find myself like so mentally obliterated that I kind of just want to deliver some packages.
Yep.
And it hits,
Brain
dude.
off.
It actually hits.
Brain off.
Yeah, and like, we'll talk about it next month with the best collection. But it's creeping its way up there. It is creeping its way up there.
I downloaded it, but I just didn't get to boot it yet because, obviously stuff's been going on. It's funny you mentioned the upload beard because, like, I had, like, full-on just baby at 4 a.m. beard going up until, like, seconds before we started. Like, because I'm like, I'm going to record. I got to go do something, and I went to the barber literally right before we recorded today, just to not show up full hobo,
Okay.
But it was bad.
I'm sorry I could not reciprocate the non-hoboness.
It's just the when times are busy, it is what it is.
So,
but
okay, well,
what I will say is that's the right look for trucking.
I do feel a little like a trucker.
yeah. So, that's full on Teamster.
Do you get your beard cut at the barber?
I go to a barber, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, in fairness, the beard is looking sharp. It's looking sculpted.
Well,
hell yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The gradient. Oh yeah, I don't know. We're doing it, and we got the little, yeah.
I'm gonna say, and I know this is what you go for a lot, bordering on fighting game character design.
I mean, this is the way I live my life.
Mm-hmm.
No, I generally do the upkeep myself in terms of just week to week management. But after a certain point, I give up, and then I just let it go full on Canadian, and then I go get a professional to trim it back down to human, and then try to upkeep it for a bit from there. But it is a how lazy am I feeling / how busy am I, etc. Do you do everything yourself?
Pretty well. Like, I mean, I go to a lady and get my hair cut and dyed, which takes like 5 fucking hours. But
Professionally, yeah.
It's either this or look like a default character creator. So I have no choice. But no, I've never gotten like my beard cut at a barber. I would even say, Woolie, and this isn't a knock on you, it's just Ireland. A little bit of notions there.
I'd love to take you down to a barber shop and have you get like a black trim.
Woolie, you want a segment that will fucking kill?
I want to see, John with the edge up, sharp, coming off, looking like a Dominican, just like lined up proper. That would be so sick.
And then straight to the strip club.
Oh man! Wow. Yeah. That's a different flavor. That's a different flavor entirely. I mean, I don't know what. Like Michelle might just like spin around confused with who walks in the door. But the barbershop trim,
Michelle lived through shaved head, John. Michelle will live through barbershop trim, John.
Okay. Because there's just I don't know if there's been a trend that's been popping up on TikTok that was the black girlfriend glow up, which is like what happens when a white guy starts dating a black girl, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the hairstyle change.
Aww.
You start seeing the beard change. And it just goes from like, hey, it's that guy from high school, to being like, yo, what's up? And there's just there's always like the language of the beard communicates effectively just like where you're getting your haircut and who's doing it, who's taking care of that. And it's a different flavor. It's really interesting. And I think you'd enjoy it. I think it'd be fun,
Yeah, that could be good. Did I ever tell you, Woolie,
not to mention
Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Oh no, not to mention just like the yapping. You know what I mean? The barbershop stories and people just going on about whatever in life, sports, relationships, all of it. You know, it all goes down at the barbershop, and you get an insight into the culture. You know, and
What if they smell my weakness, Woolie?
well, see, that's the thing is like there's that moment where they might turn around and turn towards you and be like, "What do you think?" and just put that spot, put the test out, and see what happens. You know, be like, "Hey,
I
what
think
do you
I could
think?"
do all
You know?
right, you know.
And you just gotta and like don't flake. You know, you're on the spot. You gotta nail it.
Hey,
whatever the question
I yap
is.
for a living. God damn it.
The answer, by the way, is Jordan, not LeBron. So just don't even.
Of course.
You know.
Have you seen my Space
okay.
Jam video? I'd probably just intro them with that.
Okay, just because there will be a quiz later. You know. But anyways, you were gonna say.
Did I ever tell you about what I call my involuntary Sagat phase?
No.
So this was a period in college, right? A friend asked me to be the bad guy boxer in his movie. And I was immediately like, oh, fuck yeah. This was like his end of year grad film. I was like, yep. Absolutely. And he was like, there's only one thing. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I might need you to have your head like shaved for a week. And I was like, fuck, okay, cool. Great, let's do it, you know? So that week in training, this was back when I used to do Taekwondo. It was my first match as a black belt. And I was fighting a 3rd degree black belt. Huge guy and very skilled as well. And just, I'll also say, kind of one of those dudes who never quite learned how to hold back a little, you know? And so he feinted a turning kick like at my side. I dropped my hands and he flipped it up and just slammed me with a kick across the jaw. I went down, I smacked my head, like I kind of smacked my eye. And my trainer, like I was lights out. Like it was like, the way I would describe it is like, it didn't feel like I fell down. It felt like the floor came up. And so like it was a really bad shot. And so I had to go to the doctor next day to like check if I had like a concussion or whatever. And the doctor had to do this weird test where he took like a scraping of my eye. It was so yeah. But I had to wear an eye patch for like a week. And so for literally an eye patch. So for a week I was walking around with a shaved head and an eye patch.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so the name has some canon.
I never actually thought of that, but I guess it was fun because I kept being able to go, I ain't so pretty no more.
Was there photo evidence of this? Was there any,
my god, there has to be somewhere.
Because that's a sick to have that phase of your life be a thing. That's great. You know, just going through the book, you know, the album, and just being like, wait, when the fuck did this happen? You're like, oh, we don't talk about those years.
Oh, Michelle was not happy.
Oh shit. Wow.
Woolie, what say we take a little dive into the old Patreon bag? If you would like to throw some questions in the Patreon bag, you can head on over to patreon.com/Versus Wolves podcast. We have a variety of tiers to suit all needs, but some of them even might get your question on this here show, like this one from Rad_Rhombus. Bonjour, mon ami. I just finished bashing my head against...
Bonjour, mes amis.
Oh my fucking god.
If you're going to esquier, bonjour, mes amis. If you're going to esquier, you got to esquier.
Okay, do you want to take the rest of the question, or how you feeling?
I just finished bashing my head against the pantheon of Hollow Nest in Hollow Knight and was wondering, what is your most proud gaming accomplishment? Also, What was the hardest challenge or boss you've overcome? I'm the fastest ball. Thank you, Rad Rhombus.
Thank you, Rad Rhombus. So for me, like, I think I've beaten much harder stuff since then, but beating Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon in Final Fantasy VII in the same night is like, when I was like 15, I thought that was the coolest shit in the entire world.
I mean, like, over this gaming career, there have been some highlights for sure. A lot of Souls moments, a lot of one-shot Souls moments have been sick, you know, like fighting something and then like just taking it out the first time. My fighting Moog with the boxing gloves and skates, just sticking and moving, just punching Moog to death is one of my favorite like fights I've ever had. I mean, Consort Radon is just the absolute limit of what's reasonable to ask a player to do in a Souls game, I would say. So anyone who did that, that's an accomplishment. There were things like, I had a friend that showed us how to do the MK9 Towers challenge. So back in the day when there was a like when Maximilian, challenged us and stuff, there was already somebody that had showed me how to do that. But that was a really hard one that we got through. Yeah, I guess that's one of those.
I can definitely think of a couple of times on stream where it was just incredibly, incredibly hype. The first charity stream I ever did was that was like Undertale stream and fighting Sans with like everyone there on stream was incredible. But it was so hype because like every time I die we'd get a bunch of donations and it was like, let's go, it was so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I had already beaten Sans like on a previous playthrough because fuck that otherwise.
So as you say Undertale, that makes me think of Everhood. Not Neverhood. No, Everhood.
Yeah, Everhood. Everhood.
The Everhood. Some of the final bosses in Everhood are ridiculously hard. And I did some of those during the LP as well while streaming. And yeah, there's that little extra, like, holy shit, doing it with an audience watching you, factor that like spikes it. Something I learned about from Punch Mom was that there is a, like, there's a name for this. There's an effect that's been studied where if somebody is doing something in front of an audience unrehearsed, there's an exponential effect of them underperforming or performing poorly. And if they're doing something that is rehearsed, they perform exceptionally well, actually. And the pressure can work in the opposite effect. So when you have a bunch of people watching and you feel that pressure of an audience, it can make you do something that you already know how to do way better. But if you don't know at all and you're just like futzing and going, you can do way worse than if there weren't any audience there whatsoever. Yeah, it's an interesting phenomenon.
That is really interesting. Yeah. I feel that streaming sometimes because like if I'm very used to a game, sometimes I nearly surprise myself and like, oh shit, I actually just pulled this off. But I get so nervous sometimes playing a new game on stream because I don't know what to expect, and I've gone back and watched some like old stream footage and been like, oh Jesus Christ, dude, like come on, But yeah, that's really, really interesting.
There was a time like maybe 5 years ago where I was bringing this up and we were having a big discussion about it, and I don't have the exact names of that stuff, but there's a whole bit to it. Is it the audience effect? It might be called the audience effect. Yeah. and it kind of, and like how you can like if when you enter the flow state, it like there's a whole synergy to that. It's very cool.
Going back to the question, I guess like if I was to pick one like stone cold memory that genuinely made me feel like a badass, it would just be walking into a Japanese arcade and beating a Japanese businessman at Third Strike. That's huge. That's the one for me.
That's humongous. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Good question.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, Rad Rhombus, and yeah, thanks to all the loungers out there. Appreciate y'all. Been having a good time over at the Intermission Lounge, and I think we mentioned we teased a little bit last time, but we got some good stuff cooking coming for y'all.
The lounge members
extracurriculars
going to be eating good is all I can say.
We got some extracurricular activities coming your way, so stay tuned for that over on patreon.com/versuswolves podcast. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's take a quick word from our sponsor, shall we?
Let's do it.
We got a really cool one that is just dope as hell, and I mean, as someone who's been using this service for my entire life.
Willie, look, we can say it. One thing we both have in common is that we fail upwards, and a great opportunity just fell into our laps here.
It is. I am very, very happy to be like, yo, this episode of Versus Wolves is brought to you by Hobby Link Japan.
Hobby Link Japan. Holy shit.
HLJ. I have ordered so many toys and figures over the years. It is just one of the premier amazing places you can go to get, the holidays are coming up. There's cool reasons to buy gifts for yourself and for friends and family and loved ones. But all year round, you should be buying cool action figures, toys, gunpla, models, etc., merchandise from for yourself. And HLJ, Hobby Link Japan, that's the place to get it. Over 20 years of experience getting you all the hobbyist material that you need.
So I am new to Hobby Link Japan from this sponsorship, and I immediately went there, and it's like everything from like Ore-type Figma, like of the bosses from Ore-type. You can buy figures of them, which is insane. You can buy posable grappler backy figures. You can buy Gunpla. There's like a really cute Tony Chopper plush. It's like the range is crazy.
So here's the damage I'm about to do to you right now, because this is just what this is how I just spend my time, okay?
Okay.
So over on HLJ.com, so the Hobby Link Japan, you can search, right? I'm going to send you a link, but there's a figure that is currently something that can be ordered. I want you to check out over here, Over Zero Backy, which is just an original sci-fi just mecha armor character, and I want you to look at the poses.
That is the sickest fucking thing.
Look at the woolly coated armored mecha character, dude.
It is absolutely woolly coated. Woolie, yes, this is you. This is your mech.
Okay, look at the
there's
photos.
The drill.
Look at the cyber dreads. I'm posting in this image
boxing gloves.
Look at the boxing gloves. Look at the cyber dreads. Look at the drills. The image I just posted for you is the pop off, like arms up, dreads flying. Like it is so sick. And I mean, you can currently grab that. I'm just like, you come across this stuff and you're like, yeah, this is not out yet. Take my money yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, like they have Chainsaw Man figures. They have a bunch of stuff. I am very excited that Hobby Link Japan is sponsoring us. This is fucking awesome. And
I can hurt you more.
Hurt me
by
more.
The way. All right, so also on Hobby Link Japan, something new that's coming is you got these Heat Boys, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anniversary figures, let me just send you the Leonardo, for example. Here's
what
that
the
is.
fuck.
Look at what these insane Ninja Turtles figures are doing, okay? This one over here is a Raphael. Like, there's just such sick figures that you can get from Hobby Link Japan, and you should be getting over here. Check out the Heat Boys Ninja Turtles, for example. I'm, like, losing my mind at how cool these figures are.
Yeah, no, that is
incredible stuff.
Absolutely insane. Holy shit. Okay.
Yes. No, like this is just, they've been the best. They've on this for, again, 20 years. They got unlimited product storage with their private warehouse. So if you are looking for a place to ship your products as well, you can save on shipping costs by bundling products together with one shipment or anywhere in the world. They can store your stuff for as long as you need to with their unlimited private warehouse system. So that's a pretty cool feature they've got. But yeah, the main thing coming up with the holiday season is the Black Friday sales event. This is the biggest one they've ever done. So huge discounts across thousands of products, thousands of figures. And I mean, listen, you go look at the cool shit that I've been talking about. Like, there is hours of just browsing through stuff and finding out what you've been missing out on. So the Black Friday sale continues till the very end of November 30th. Don't miss out on your chance to
Woolie, a sponsorship is Han as strong as Hobby Link. It doesn't need no discount code. But we got one anyway. Versus Wolves 10 over at Hobby Link will get you 10% off your first order. So yeah, go check that out. It's 10% off anything in stock. And yeah, I 100% mean this. This is not a bit. I'm using that code. We can use the code, right, Woolie?
To be determined.
Okay.
Hold on a minute there. But our listeners certainly can. And again, that's in addition to the Black Friday deals. You can use the code Versus Wolves 10 at checkout, and you'll get 10% off your first order of anything in stock. So yeah, it's just a slam dunk here. It's Hobby Link Japan. Just over zero backy. Come on. Thank you.
Thank you, Hobby Link Japan.
Much appreciated. All right, Versus Wolves this week, also sponsored by Rocket Money. John, how are the finances going?
Actually, a lot better than last time. Like, legitimately.
Oh!
Yeah, I've been thinking about kind of some of the talks we've had about, like, being smarter with my money, being safer with my money, and I am going all in on the Nokia N-Gage. I have a box of about 4,000 Nokia N-Gages back here. A lot of my assets are tied up in them, but this is a phone, Woolie, that like you can fucking talk sideways into.
The side talker.
Yeah, the side talker.
You're talking about the taco that you, okay.
Yeah.
And when you say all in, you don't mean as a, to use it, you mean as a distributor of.
Oh, yeah. No, it's basically kids nowadays, they love phones, but they also love games. And what this device does is it combines both a phone and a video game machine. So you can just game whenever you want. And I haven't looked if there's like a competitor to that, but I have to assume there isn't. So yeah, all in on the Nokia N-Gage. Like, I'll be real honest with you, Woolie. If this doesn't work out, like, I'm really in trouble. But like, I mean, it's gonna, right?
Promising future.
Yeah.
Side talking is big. I think that can go places.
You can play Tony Hawk's 3 on there, or like a kind of shitty version of it, which, you know.
What? Hey, let's wait to see how that shakes out.
Okay.
In the meantime, I can suggest Rocket Money is a service that can help you get your finances in order. While you wait for
things to pan out.
Future investments, right, to come to fruition. I suggest that you sign up for a Rocket Money account and you check them out because it's one of the greatest ways to keep track of unwanted subscriptions, anything that you might be paying for on a regular basis that you might have forgotten about, or if something increased in price and you didn't know about it, if you lost track of what you're paying for on what service, or if the unsubscription process is confusing and you don't know how to back out of that. Sometimes you commit to things and you need to back out of them.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do so. And you might need help. And
you're saying Rocket Money can be that help?
Rocket Money can be that help in getting you, to helping you unsubscribe from services that you don't want to be signed up for anymore. And on top of that, of course, you can talk about just in general, you want to make sure your budget's all in order. So you can take a look at a glance and see how your spending is doing. Your bill negotiation, if you have financial goals, things like that. Those are all available services as well. Pretty easy to click the whole thing together and just get a nice overview of what's going on. And in particular, I know that I've signed up for things where not only has the price changed, but the name of the business has changed, and I did not recognize what I was looking at or why it was charging me.
Okay.
Yeah. And you just listen. The sooner you can get your finances in order, the more you'll be able to make room for a big shipment of N gauges. So,
or like what I think about is like when the money comes in from the N gauges, I'm gonna want to be real careful with that money. You go. I feel like Rocket Money is going to be a wonderful place to kind of track my spending and just make sure that I don't do anything irresponsible with it. Now that I have this business going.
So, yes, the Rocket Money is a personal finance app that can help you cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, help you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. They've saved their users over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. 10 million members have saved up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. So you can cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/VSWolves today. That's rocketmoney.com/VSWolves. One more time, rocketmoney.com/VSWolves. Thank you, Rocket Money.
Thanks, Rocket Money. Woolie, do you know anyone who wants 4,000 engages? Anything, Chad?
I'll put a few calls in.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
I'll do some side talking calls and see if I can get anyone on the line.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Without further ado, shall we get into the meat?
How you feeling, Woolie?
This fucking show. This fucking show. So I know you've made multiple videos on it, and I don't know what's in those videos, right? I have not watched them. And for good reason, because here we are.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So you were going in blind.
Completely.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No. That's the thing. I didn't spoil myself on any of that because it's like, whatever this is, let it hit with full impact.
We're talking about Riverdale, by the way, everyone, just in case that is not obvious.
The live action Archie Netflix TV series. And, okay. So what I knew going in is that this is a live action Archie, and this is kind of like a CW teen drama. A genre that doesn't really happen as much these days. I know it still kind of exists here and there in, a couple of pockets, but there's not as many of them as there used to be.
So I would say, Woolie, it's really interesting you bring that up because I would say Riverdale is kind of the death knell a lot of people. I see it as kind of like the death knell for a lot of that specific kind of television. It's just not really getting made anymore. And when it is, it's stuff like Euphoria.
Right. The HBO version.
Yes.
Right. Yes. You gotta crank it up. The wholesome, varsity jacket version of that is done with.
Even within Riverdale, some might say.
Trust. I can see that, right? So all I knew is it's a live action Archie, and all I knew is it got you to go, yo, this show though, I don't know what, like, and then I know at some point you had your string board or whatever, and you were Pepe Sylviaing.
So
and
okay, this show brought me onto from the full gradient of like Michelle loves to watch like trashy TV sometimes, and so do I, and she'd be watching this, and I'd be like, really, this, like, well, I wouldn't say that, but I would just make fun of it because it's dumb, and then then that turned to watching it with her and us both making fun of it, and then that turned to, oh, that was kind of interesting. I can't believe the show is going this way. And look, I'll say it, Woolie. I am at the point where I am an unironic fan.
Oh, I can tell.
I know. But I mean, like, I'm not, like, I don't believe in ironically enjoying anything. Like, I think Riverdale's dumb. I think the ways it's dumb are amazing.
So this show, there's one secret that it keeps and holds on to with every moment. And it is simply you're watching it, and in your brain, in the little thought bubble, you're thinking of those cartoon characters, right? And it knows that the longer you do that, the more batshit insane you're not ready for this swerves it can throw at you, because you can't stop going back to that little redheaded kid with the freckles. See, and Betty and Veronica.
The weird thing, though, is like, I never grew up with Archie comics at all. That's not a thing in Ireland.
Okay. I got them. I wasn't like into them as much, but they were always in my box of like, the stuff that the readables that my aunt would send, and I'd flip through them. I wasn't an Archie fan, but like it was kind of like Garfield, where I know this is like bringing it into your wheelhouse, but it's like Garfield is something that like not many people would dive in directly at as a choice, but it was always just around, And Archie was always just kind of around. There might be one or two people that were collecting it or directly going to get it.
You will have the odd person that will make it their identity. Sure.
That's, you get these little digest books especially. So, because going back in the day, that's what it was all about. So you just keeping those characters in mind, it just becomes so absolutely batshit. But that first season, one thing is clear, is that this thing wants to take these characters and then take what's going on in pop culture and like basically homage, but also like distort and twist and go nuts with it in its own way. References to things. So right off the bat, I feel like, hey, you're getting introduced to this town and these characters, and they show you Archie, and then he pulls his shirt off, and you're like, oh, he's Captain America. Like, oh, yeah, this is not Archie, the little ginger kid. That's a Steve Rogers.
No, KJ Apa is chiseled from fucking marble. Like, Jesus. God. But I mean, that's one of the things you kind of can't deny about this show. Its cast are just like, they're like a group of like sacred deer. You know what I mean? They're just these weirdly mythically beautiful creatures.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Which, again, you're talking about the idyllic redhead, the idyllic brunette, the idyllic girl next door, blonde, the dark femme fatale, all of these archetype little like soda pop characters.
Some enjoy Betty, but let me tell you about Dark Betty.
Well, so you need to hold on, okay. because the casting is phenomenal.
And the cast are fucking awesome. Like, right? they are genuinely good.
So when I saw Betty and I saw him like, oh yeah, there's the girl next door. She's got soft features. She's got the ponytail. She looks kind of like, the cute girl that you're just like, oh yeah, I could see growing up and having a bunch of like formative memories. And then, like Veronica struts in and it's like, oh shit, like the aura that comes in behind her is like, that's all there, when she looks absolutely like the kind of person that says daddykins, like that is something from the comics that's like, oh yeah, no, I see that 100%.
And
then you updated.
Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you updated for the current times, of course, and context, but like ultimately the idea that it's just like, oh yeah, so the reason why this Veronica rich girl from the past, it was simply enough that she had it all, she was gorgeous, and she came from affluence, and now it's like, well, yeah, because her dad's a criminal crime boss ass. this is a mafia family, and also like in this economic moment. This is the type of thing that it totally makes sense that the rich here are stomping on the small town, so the context works for the current time.
Isn't it interesting how completely society has like divorced itself from the notion of a lovable billionaire or a lovable millionaire?
It just doesn't hit the same. It just doesn't hit the same.
It's done.
Tony Stark is charming, but like, guess what? Every one of those stories is going to be about, So that's one fun thing. And then the other bit too, I was like, hey, look, Josie and the Pussycats, the sister series gets to be integrated here as well. And then right off the bat, initially in that first introduction and stuff, it's like, yo, Josie's kind of mean, actually. Like, why are you being so mean? Why are you being so cold? Jesus. All right, relax. Let's give it a chance. So you asked me to watch the first episode, the third episode, and then the last episode of season 1.
Yes.
And I did. However.
Oh, Woolie.
However, because you know me and how I treat this show, I'm not saying I did it all. Here's what I'm saying. I did not just go through and then jump forward, and I had to know the connective tissue.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is I watch episode 3 and I go, wait, hold on. And I go back and then I watch the preview and then I go a little bit in and then I go through a scene that looks interesting and then I jump forward. So when I'm jumping from episodes 4 all the way through 12, I'm checking the summary, preview, etc. So I'm getting the full context so that it doesn't completely come out of nowhere. But you wanted to simply establish, hey, look, season 1, there's a body that turns up. Who done it? Right?
Well, and I think season 1 is interesting, and not because it's good. I think it's the weakest season, like by far.
But to me, I'm like, it's Veronica Mars. That's all it was, right?
Sure.
It was Veronica Mars. It's your Nancy Drew. It's your teenagers solving the murder mystery. But you establish the players and characters as such in the meantime. That's all fine and dandy. At certain points, you then see. I wrote things down in bullet point form. And the number of question marks indicate the head twisting and puzzlement. So for sure, I was like, Archie Andrews, Captain America, Josie and the Pussycats mean. These are single question marks, right? Wrong couples, Jughead not friend, right? Oh, weird. At a certain point, drugs from Montreal is 2 question marks, and Dark Betty is 2 question marks because Dark Betty is got.
Listen,
Dark Betty has the wig.
I got 2 favorites in this show. Well, 3 favorites. I got Dark Betty and Cheryl. Those
okay. Cheryl is wild because Cheryl Blossom was introduced as the wild card character to the comics. to be like to shake it up, right? To bring out because you had again the dark Veronica and then the blonde,
So just
Betty.
to be clear,
So
dark Veronica is when Veronica puts on a black wig and acts mean.
Dark Betty. Dark Betty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or sorry, Dark Betty.
Yes. Yes, correct. But they kind of introduced that, and then there's supposed to usually be this love triangle not triangle, but like the who's he gonna be with thing that goes on, and then they kind of just swerve that, and they're like, nah, though. Jughead Jones, the weirdo, the one on the outside with his typewriter, he's kind of quirky and goofy, and you're like, okay, sure, I can see how you're playing him a little differently from the goofy burger guy, right? All he used to do is he was just a punchline kid, but you want to give him like with all these perfect people, he's kind of like the flawed, I got a broken home situation going on. Okay, sure. What the fuck do you mean, Jughead Jones, son of anarchy? like he puts the biker jacket on and turns his head, and you're like, wait, what is this show? Right? Secret sisters and secret brothers.
Oh, so many.
Right? And Cheryl Blossom is like, instead of just being the wild card redhead thrown in the mix, she's just this weird, insane, like the mean girl. She's oh god damn it. Anyway, main mean girl from Mean Girls.
Yes. Oh fuck. I love Mean Girls. Her.
This is bothering me so much. Regina George's mom, right? Regina George. Yes. This is the Regina George.
Why did you go to Regina George's mom?
Because that's Amy Poehler and that's
anyway. Yeah, okay, cool.
Because I remember the name of the character by thinking of Regina George's mom and anyway. So she's just kind of like that. And, never mind the fact that also we're going to evolve this into some sort of Hawkeye, Green Arrow ass person that is like basically a superhero at a certain point.
Woolie, I'm going to say this once, okay? When the characters turn into superheroes, you'll fucking know about it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, stop.
I just want to say with Madeline Pesh, I think she is so fucking great as Cheryl.
Is Cheryl?
I think the venom that she injects into some of those lines are great. And in general, she's also the character that always feels like maybe one or two accessories away from being a Final Fantasy character design.
Sure. Yes, I know what you mean. And then you just start. This becomes like every week it has to be a completely insane adventure, and there always has to be a jump cut to this terrifying Riverdale logo. So, like, there are things where you're like, okay, haha, Dark Betty with the wig on, being kind of nuts, and then it's like, no, hold on a minute, actual inner turmoil inside of Betty, the nice girl next door, who's just, her whole deal is she's meant to be like, it's not fair, Veronica's stealing my boyfriend, right? That's it. That's all Betty's, that's her deal. And now you've got her walking in and her mom is cleaning up a body and she's like, I guess I gotta help you clean this body up then. And you're like, what?
I also think Betty's actor, Lily Reinhart, I think she spins some shit into gold. She gets some fucking awful lines she has to deliver, and God help her, she nails them.
She does great. The looks of an incredulity, and as like things that, like the most mysterious thing being, whatever pranks are going on in that first season. And then fast forwarding to like, oh, your dad is Hannibal Lecter. And just like the season of darkness of like your family is, again, you're harboring murder, and so on.
We can get to that, but just to flesh out Betty's family tree a little bit, her dad's a serial killer. Her brother is also a serial killer. She has the serial killer gene.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! There's
Her
stuff
mother.
Yep.
Her mother is just like the meanest, most awful. Like, it makes no sense how she turned out to be like the nice girl next door. Well, she doesn't, right, in the end. But like her mom is this also just insanely wild, kind of vindictive, mean, kind of awful person who then gets these redeeming qualities, but I don't know fully about that yet, but maybe we have to see future seasons because I didn't, I'm not there yet.
Okay, Betty's mom is the big show of Riverdale in that when they need a heel, she's the heel. When they need a supporting good guy, she's the supporting good guy.
It's baffling how she does things. Like, yeah, all those orphans you were taking care of, I brought them to the farm, and then we're gonna, for some reason, next episode just be like, God damn it, Mom, you took all my money away? That sucks. And it's like, are we just gonna, okay. And then every once in a while the camera just cuts to like different people's plots and stories, and you're like, what's Jughead up to? And it's like, oh, Jughead is now the Serpent King.
Okay, listener, Woolie isn't making a joke. This is the show. Jughead does indeed become the Serpent King.
I see, and so this is where throughout the second season, like, I know I'm supposed to just watch the first and final episode to see the setup, of the murders and then the whodunit and the kids solve the mystery. But I'm scrolling through to see what's happening in between, and I'm seeing Archie forming a gang.
A vigilante group, yes. One of two times he does that in the show.
And, like, they're all wearing, like, red hoods.
Somehow
and, like,
this is the least homoerotic vigilante group he established. Every one of them is so jacked.
And they're not just jacked, but they do that greased up, like, before you come out to wrestle thing, where you got to have the vascularity showing, And he's like, we're coming for you, bad guy.
Okay, so, Woolie, if I could slow us down here a minute, because just before we move on from season 1, what I think is interesting about season 1 is that the show is... My feeling is that it is unsuccessfully trying to be an old... Like, even though it is edgy and it is dark, it's trying to be the very established, like... like One Tree Hill, Dawson's Creek, kind of that's what it's shooting for.
So I again, Veronica Mars is really what I feel. Okay. Right? And the murder mystery high school story.
And I don't think this ever really goes away with Riverdale, but I feel like, especially in season 1, it's really a show that wants to be like seen as like progressive and want to take on like modern social issues and absolutely like bringing them up and cowarding out as quickly as possible. And the purest example of that, I think, is season 3, where Veronica gets slut-shamed.
So
season 1, episode 3.
Yes, there's the slut-shaming episode, exactly, where it's like, ooh, the jocks in the football team are, like, bullying girls and writing them in the book, and they're of conquests or whatever.
But, okay, here's the thing. Like, so, apologies, listener, if you've watched my Riverdale video, and I'm repeating some of the points here, but I feel strongly about this. It's like, the whole thing is like, okay, there's this one football player, and he's like, sleeping with all the girls and then slut-shaming them. And it's like, that's your angle. It's like, no, like, he shouldn't slut shame these girls. But what the episode turns into is, no, he's lying about sleeping with the girls. But then the thing he's doing bad is lying about sleeping with them. It's not about slut shaming anymore because they didn't do anything that could be considered slutty. And I think if you want to say something about, like, yeah, young women should be allowed to have sex and not be judged for it, I think it's kind of important that the young women do actually have sex in the story then. You know what I mean? Because otherwise,
I completely get it.
Otherwise, yes. What are we doing? Like, what is this story about? Lying is bad?
it took a second because I didn't understand what the whole, oh, you got maple syrup or whatever. And it was like, wait, what are you trying to set up here?
Some people, when they finish, they enjoy like releasing onto their partner's face.
So anyway, they were trying to establish some shit, and then they didn't do a good job establishing that. And I could see, yes, as they try to awkwardly navigate teen social issues, the way I'm going to awkwardly navigate around what you just did and try to keep this season going here. And so they do that. God, what was the other one? Well, so there's stuff where they have like, the like there's a I mean, a bit later on they have like a coming out of the closet sort of like episode or so. There's someone who gets outed that doesn't want to be, and they kind of like I think that's like a season 3-ish thing or so. It kind of comes up a little bit later on.
Which character was that at least again?
In that when it's talking about Moose.
Oh yeah.
Right. Who gets outed by Cheryl. But what I will say is that initially in this first season, you're getting those things happening, and you're getting a very PG-13 take on like there's there's the murder mystery, but then you get your Mean Girls and your kind of Twin Peaks with the body pulling up in the small town. There's Glee moments of musical things happening. It's trying to do a whole lot.
I was talking to Harry before, H-Power guy, and he called it Tween Peaks, and I'm still really jealous of that. That's
great.
Yeah.
That's great. Then season 2, as the cast like fleshes out, and more secret siblings are found.
Archie buys a gun.
Right, and he's Archie's just again Archie Steve Rogers. It really just think of him as Captain America, right? And the genre starts changing from the Tween Peaks, Fargo, Glee, Mean Girls, Veronica Mars into Silence of the Lambs on one side.
I think we should also address the final scene from season 1.
The reveal.
Okay, well. So in the final episode of season 1, Archie is eating burgers with his dad, and a black hooded gunman breaks into the restaurant, tries to rob it, and shoots Archie's dad.
Yeah,
Woolie, I have dissected that scene in so many ways because of how insanely they try and pose it in the story. We'll get into it, but I want to hear your take on season 2.
Interesting. Okay, when you were watching, were you caught up as you were watching, or were you watching stuff that had already come out?
So I have watched the entirety of Riverdale twice. Once just because, and once for videos.
Oh, okay. So it was already fully. Yeah. Okay. Just season 2, you start getting into your Hannibal Lecter like subplot at the same time as Veronica's dad, Hiram Lodge, enters the picture.
Hiram Lodge!
We just go Goodfellas, right? Now we go Sopranos.
Did you see his portrait?
Of him on the wall?
Yes.
The painting.
And sometimes they put him in the exact same suit, and it's just him in front of this port. It's so good.
Right, and you're like, okay, so here is your proper capital villain, and they've been hinting at him the whole time, and it's like, oh no, Daddy's coming home.
Yeah, it's the Sephiroth effect. Oh no,
exactly.
Not Sephiroth. Whoa, Sephiroth's gonna be here, and then it doesn't matter what he is. I mean, it's Sephiroth, but it's just you're so hyped at that point already.
And in the meantime, Jughead Jones, the burger goofball comic relief of the comic books, is now just again leading his Sons of Anarchy into turf wars and rival battles. And
he pulls out a switchblade at the drop of a hat.
So the thing is, it's weird because like then eventually, the more in control of the gang he is, the more they become a West Side Story musical. We're here to clean up the streets and keep the drugs away, gang. Cobras, hiss, panthers, meow. You know, like it's one of those types of, they're West Side Story dancing, but yeah, people are getting cut. And bodies are getting found, and you know that's all happening, and yeah, the biker leather story is going on. They also very much like go, oh, the will they won't they of like the Betty Veronica thing. They kind of lock in Jughead and then go, oh, we gonna mess with this? I don't know, but at least for what I've watched, they seem to be like, we're gonna keep Jughead and Betty a thing for a while.
Oh, yeah, Bughead.
Oh, Bughead. Wow. Okay, yeah. And I was just like, they're not doing the thing that these two characters usually do. Okay.
So it's interesting with that because in the comics, Bughead is like asexual. And as far as I know, like ace people, they're like, we have a character besides SpongeBob, you know?
And, Jughead doesn't Jughead likes burgers.
Yeah. There was a lot of people who were kind of upset then when they paired him with Betty, and the response of the creative team were like, whoa, these are young characters, they're figuring themselves out, and we're actually going to get to the asexual thing, don't you worry. It's 10 years later. I fucking got you.
You know, folks, Smallville is the story of Superman's origins, and it's going to be one season. And how will we know when to end it? Because Superman doesn't become Superman until the last shot is his feet leaving the floor. And then we cut to credits, and that's the end of Smallville. Was it then? Is that how it ended?
I love being able to hold people to their word.
That's amazing that they said that. I can't believe that. Yeah. And so that's all fine and dandy. But there's something, you know, when I wrote down the episodes you told me to watch, I noticed you said, watch 3 episodes of season 1. And then I filled in the blanks and watched 2 episodes of season 2. And then I filled in the blanks. And then I looked at season 3 and I said, no, hold on a minute. Now in season 3, you seem to want me to watch every second episode.
And Woolie, that was a struggle. Like, I was conscious that you only had so much time and I couldn't just dump the whole season on you. It was a struggle. But okay, before season 3, I want to stay in season 2 a little bit longer. Can we talk about the serial killer reveal in season 2?
Oh man. Okay. So the first villain in season 1, like, that's one of those ones where, because I jumped, you know, to that episode and I hit the, like, they said who it was and I went, oh, how did that happen? And I went back to how they discovered it. And that's genuinely a, like, super fucked up moment of, like, the murderer in season 1 is the rich dude, Cheryl Blossom's dad, shooting his own son in the head, which is, like, fucked up. And the characters all react appropriately to that. Like, what the fuck just happened, you know? Season 2, yeah, like, there's all this crazy death happening around Betty. and then late into the season, they have a couple of lingering camera shots on Hal Cooper,
Betty's dad.
Yeah, and she gets these phone calls, you know, from the murderer, the person who shot Archie's dad and whatnot throughout the season, and he's talking about how, you know, we're not so different, you and I, literally the villain speech to the hero type of thing. But the problem is that with Betty, it's like we've seen her in the dark wig. And and it's like, ooh, dark Betty, but then they show how, like, she grips her hands until they bleed sometimes and loses her mind and just, like, completely goes and disassociates and goes into another place in these moments. So the inner Majin Betty that's being teased out is now being teased out by somebody who's like, that's basically like, you know, I know you have the darkest within you and I'm going to show you, you know, yourself or whatever. But yeah, the reveal. So I guess it's the second to last episode, or
I can't remember, but I guess just so a big part of my first Riverdale video is I became kind of obsessed with the reveal of Hal Cooper as the Black Hood, as the serial killer tormenting.
What scene in particular are you thinking of?
Well, okay. Why did the Black Hood shoot Archie's dad?
Right. Because he thought he was a sinner.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is the reason they give you in season 2, isn't it?
Because he goes after the sinners.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought that I had was that, he considered him a sinner because he knew about him messing around with Hermione Lodge.
Yeah, and that is the justification in the series, okay? But what say, Woolie, someone goes back and watches the last episode of season 1 again, and what you'll notice is that the Black Hood comes in and he doesn't shoot Archie's dad. He tries to rob the restaurants.
Yeah.
And when Archie's dad tries and stops him, he shoots Archie's dad.
Yeah.
And from that, we can extrapolate that they had no fucking idea who the Black Hood was late until season 2. And do you know the smoking gun I found? What eye color does the Black Hood have?
Oh. So, okay, yes. Green.
Hal starts having green eyes in episode 17 of season 2.
But his eyes are never as green as they are in that flashback. And I thought that was because...
if you go prior, his eyes are fucking blue.
Okay, but isn't that because Tall Boy has green eyes? Because, okay, hold on. Because the robbery thing, I know it came in and it looked like a botched robbery, right? But Jughead in the narration of that end of season 1 says, and in a moment that seemed like but was anything but accidental.
I think they shot it and then recorded that audio.
Because that line made me go, it wasn't an accident. He was actually targeting him.
Why is there money on the ground? Why does he go straight for Pops? Like, if you watch that scene, it's shot as a botched robbery, and then they were like, okay, we need something else. And then late into the season, they decide, okay, we know who the Black Hood is. It's going to be Hal. And all of a sudden, Hal's eye color switches from blue to green.
Okay. I just interpreted it as he wanted it to look like a botched robbery as cover, but he was really going after the sinner. And because then they're like, he took no money or whatever. But I thought that line from Jughead was supposed to be the whole, like, this is what it looks like, but there's a conspiracy. But at the same time, shows will always put a hook down and not know where they're going.
Just to be clear, I don't actually think there's anything wrong with that. I just became obsessed with the idea of it, and it was just like...
nobody's eyes are as green as the flashback. Like, no one. No. They're so emerald green, in Archie's memories.
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they added the green eyes after... It's not in the episode. It's in season 1 of episode 2. Or season 2 of episode 1 of season 2 is when he has green eyes.
The retcon of it is so much stronger than the actual first time you see it for sure, and the whole thing, and I kind of went, that must be the whole Tall Boy thing, because I'm like, it's not Hal, because Hal's eyes are still not as green as that flashback, I don't know. Me and eye color is a whole other problem. But yeah, they have that whole bit go down. and and then like, oh yeah, Jesus Christ, the teacher that Archie hooks up with from like the beginning of the show. Like, that's super fucked up. And then they're just like, yeah, we know, she gets it, and you're just like, Jesus, man.
So you will not believe how hard they try and retcon that in later seasons.
No shot.
Oh, dude.
Because it is proper, like, whoa, that's bad.
Yeah, and I think
Archie's origin in the first season.
So not like defending it at all. I think that they started writing that when it was still like on the cusp of like, ooh, steamy affair with teacher, like kind of just about sort of like before we were kind of getting wise to the fact that like, no, that's not like a steamy thing. That's like fucking gross as shit.
Yeah, no, that when the newspaper says, teacher has sex with underage student, right? Like, yeah, is that what that is? Is that what we're calling it? But it was early enough at that time. It was, but like, Riverdale was 2014.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that plot line, I was like, okay, and then the other thing too, which is like, so you mentioned the slut shaming episode, right? And how they tried to tackle that. There's that part of it. There's always something that is like, it's a bit of a horror movie trope, but it's also something I notice in TV. And I notice this, it also happens in anime a bunch too, where like there's a lot of times where like a random woman being a victim in like some of these settings, there will be a moment of like, was she truly a random victim, or did she do something kind of salacious that implies that she was not so innocent and sort of deserved it, right? And it's a weird thing that I see sometimes that pops up, but because the last girl in the murder story is the pure virgin, but like usually the whore gets killed right away. Shit is
like always everywhere. Yeah.
And there was a moment where when I was going through things like in the fast forward, and I saw like, oh, poor Midge gets killed. That sucks. What did she do? She was always nice as just a random person in the comics, and I saw that and I kind of wondered, I was like, did she just get picked out like a random girl from school? Or was there something to imply that she was sullied somehow? And sure enough, I went back an episode, and in the musical, there's one moment where, she's straightening out, and her and I forgot, like I think it was Reggie or so, were like, oh yeah, we were just going over some lines, and you're like, oh, she was kind of cheating a bit, and that's why she got killed, And I'm like, yeah, okay, we're doing that thing a little bit now too. But in any case, season 2, murder, mayhem, mischief, etc. Dark Betty. Season 3 starts, and I'm like, oh, I think I understand John better as a human being.
Okay, Woolie, I want to say something to you, and I am 100% serious here. Like this, again, there is no hint of irony here. Season 3 of Riverdale is one of my favorite seasons of television of all time.
I know, because I worked on Gone in 60 Seconds with you.
Huh.
The way that season 3 stingers and the moments that occur throughout season 3 educated me to your flavor of horror, and everything about Edgar Evernever is the energy that you take in to Gone in 60 and how we arrive at some of those fucked up moments. Did you know this?
I had not put it together.
I don't know if you knew this, but if you didn't know this, I'm looking at it going, oh my God. oh my God, I see the tissue. I see this, right? Because this season is like right off the bat, the whole idea of like, fuck the murder plot, this, that, we're going into the cult subplot, right? And it's not just the cult subplot, but it's in a small town where everyone you love around you is slowly losing their minds.
So, one thing I would say is like you are right. You are 100% right. I have always had a weakness for like stories where there's a group of good guys and then one by one they all start going over to the other side. I don't know what it is about that story.
It's powerful.
I love it. Like
it's powerful. And so, like, I'm watching this happen, and I'm seeing, because there's moments where we, like, absolutely have just talked about, like, how absurd do we get, you know? And I see the scene where Betty wakes up and walks outside, and her family are out in the yard, surrounded by people from the farm, and there's a fire. And they're holding the babies above the fire and they let them go. And then they float up. And Betty goes, and then just straight up like passes out, right? And has a seizure. And it's like, did that happen? Like, what is going, right? And then they're like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? You need to lie down. And it's like, oh, that's terrifying. That's a horrifying place to be. Mm-hmm. And that's great for a show like Riverdale with a small cast, right? A small town. In the fucking meantime, on the other side of the story, Archie gets arrested and goes to jail and gets pulled in to a Shawshank Redemption style setting because the warden is just Shawshank, and that's cool enough. But you take us to a Yakuza underground fight club basement where he's got a bare knuckle box. And I'm like, oh, so it's the Woolie and John hour. I see what's happening here. I see. I understand. Immediately, season 3, Archie, I'm like, lock me the fuck in. He's fighting. This is what we've got to do now.
Oh, Archie fights so much.
And then he do their heist and they do their he crawls through his mile of shit. You know, they really love Shawshank Redemption.
I think Riverdale, like, not Archie comics, but Riverdale is just a pastiche of so many different things. Like,
the titles of the episodes tell you what they're doing too.
Yeah.
You know? It really is. They wear it on their sleeves. But like, when they get out of the Yakuza underground bare knuckle fight club and Archie becomes a fugitive on the run and they go and they have a little Last of Us episode out of town wandering, journey. And he comes back to town and he's Dark Archie because he survives the bear battle. Right?
The bear battle. One of the two bear battles, yes.
He has a bear attack, and then it leads to a vision quest where he has to destroy himself and comes back as Dark Archie. I swear to God, man. And, like, returns to town and then picks up the boxing gloves and becomes a boxer for real. And I'm like, what?
And he has to fight his girlfriend's dad for the soul of the town.
Why is this so sick? The cult plot while the boxing plot is happening and they're converging on each other. This shit is tight as fuck, man. So,
Woolie,
by the time...
You're the only other person I know who feels this way. No, I think Fox does and Michelle does, but no one else. It's good. It's compelling television.
I love it. And when I'm watching the Glee third take musical Let's Have Fun episode, and it's like, all right, I'm sure what John was thinking here is, let me establish that, by the way, sometimes this show has fun and they have goofy little fun numbers, and this is an example of that. So here's everybody doing a little compelling moment, and there's a truly touching, at the end, they're singing 17 from Heather's, and like they're like kind of talking to their parents in the audience and being like, can we just be kids? Can we get back to that? Can we try again? Maybe it's not too late, and it's a really nice moment. And I'm like, that's what this episode was for, right? And it shows you the parents' faces, and you're waiting for them to kind of be like, yeah, maybe the kids are all right. Maybe they have a point. And then that doesn't happen. And then there's silence. And then you hear...
Woolie? Keep going.
One dude in the middle of the auditorium stands up and is clapping, and everyone is clapping in sync with his rhythm, and they're not having it's not turning into a real slow clap. It is are we doing it properly? He's telling us. And the simple fact that one man is dictating the pace of the entire auditorium clap, and you've never seen him before, you know exactly who he is the moment you see him. You're like, it's fucking Edgar Evernever. It's the leader of the cult that we have never seen up to this point. Oh my God, he has revealed himself.
Okay, so Woolie,
wow. And I'm like,
the moment you just described in my first Riverdale video, I explained that moment, and I basically turned to the camera and are like, this is actually good. This is compelling. This scene was fucking amazing. And I cannot tell you how happy I feel that that's what you went to.
It was such a clear, like, no, there's no other reason this episode is here. This moment is why it's here. And I'm glad that I did, by going through that season and having those moments. They're talking about Edgar the whole time, but he's not there. And you're like, oh yeah, this must be the Gargoyle King, whatever, gargoyles and griffins. But like the thing is like, immediately who it is and why and what. And the implication that not only is the big chessboard reveal happening, but the entire town is lost to him is such a truly dreadful moment.
It's already too late. The fight is already over.
That's a really fucking good...
Okay.
That's powerful shit.
Now I see the Gone in 60 connection, because specifically one moment, I really wanted to have a moment that shows like the cult leader power, that like the fact that everyone is in unison with him. And what I came up with Gone in 60 is me telling the joke, everyone laughing, and then
yes right he's not even here yet. Like a lot of, and so I feel like I'm like, oh, it's not direct, but it's just, I know that like seeing this tickles something inside. This is the type of thing that is like, it's a type of horror and dread that like not a lot of things scratch, in this exact manner.
I can't believe you love this. I am like, I knew I was taking a pin out of a grenade and fucking tossing it and hoping for the best. I never thought we'd end up here.
Honestly, as I'm going through it, I'm like, I can see what we're doing here. This is batshit. And by the third season, I'm like, no, hold on. They're making it work. And yeah, the cult plot, like a movie will never be like, it needs to be a slow build.
Yeah, and you need to see the threads. Right? Yep.
You need to see the threads build over time, and you need to see the thing where one person is in Ethel, they bring her out, the thing of like the slow corruption the unreliable corruption, that type of thing, you know? Because, yeah, when the actual, and you actually, in the meantime, you're seeing those Yellow King True Detective murders happening, you know? But like the idea of just, yeah, this farm, you know, and stuff. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm locked in to see who this dude is and what's going on. So for the remaining episodes, regardless of what was on the list, every time I saw his face, I pressed play. And I'm glad I did, because it's like, if you're going to build up to a person who is a brand new character walking in late into the season, that's the linchpin, this better be Dio level charisma.
I'm sure you were not disappointed there. Right?
I was not disappointed.
That is a handsome man.
And the charisma is, the Riz is off the charts.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. I would join his cult. No fucking question.
They did a great job doing the thing where the cult leader has to be so charismatic and not just attractive, but also have a point, right? There has to be not just a morsel of truth. There needs to be a heaping of truth and a little bit of discomfort, but mostly like, no. This is something that like can sway people over. And I think they established that because her mom is such a lost cause, but Betty's mom is such a lost cause throughout the season. But there's a moment where Edgar Evernever is talking to Betty and goes, look, some people have a hard time dealing with grief, and your mother is able to feel happy with our methods of talking to her lost son. And that brings her joy that other people in her life, including you, don't. Why is that such a bad thing? And it's fucked up. But Betty kind of is like, oh, yeah, I guess people that are broken need help. And if this is giving her joy, then let me leave her alone, you know? And he sways her. He uses talk no jutsu.
That is so real as well. Because I remember years ago, I did a video on fake psychics and just all that kind of stuff. And I don't like that stuff, and I am very, very critical of it. But I did have a friend tell me that their friend had lost someone very close to them in a really tragic situation.
Yep.
And that she had actually ended up going to a medium and talking to her husband, and it actually really helped her a lot. And I don't know what to do with that, you know? So what I'm getting at is that's real. What they actually touched on there,
yes,
that's legit.
Because, and the way they go in, and it's the part where they're like, look, you're strong. You can handle this, right? Some people are weak, and weak people need help. And we're doing that. Why is that so bad? It's like, oh, fuck, man. You know, weak minds need cults. is what, you know, what, the point there, you know?
I think one of the dynamics I really like about it as well is this is the cult season, but more accurately, this is the cults season. Because it ain't just the farm. We got a second cult in there, Woolie. We got the Griffins and Gargoyles.
Oh, I mean, at some point I was like, these have to be the same thing, right?
Nope.
And it's like, nope, they're not. Turns out the Dungeons and Dragons subplot that Betty and Jughead are on, completely different. Oh no, Betty's on her own cult plot with Edgar, but yeah, this is the that one, and the new Gargoyle gang and such. I mean, again, it's one of those things where, we've burnt the only copy of this evil book that twisted the minds of all these people and led them to kill themselves. And then the next shot is everyone has one in their locker.
Beautiful.
Oh, no!
I think what I love about it as well is they're always maybe 2 sentences away from being I think this board game's alive. You know?
Jumanji.
Yeah, it's basically an evil board game. It's just... It's free, Wooly. It's free. You know, it's creatively unrestrained, and that's what I love about it.
By the end of this third season, it's like literally everyone in this main cast has a body count that's a literal body count. Like everyone has either aided, abetted, or been participant to a murder.
So there's a stream I've wanted to do for a while, but I think I want to do it with Fox, so we're waiting for things to line up. We want to rank all the serial killers in Riverdale. Would you like to know how many there are, Wooly?
Oh, God damn it. I mean, I can shorthand count at least 5, you know?
Okay, would you like to know the total number?
Okay, hold on. You got Blossom, you got Cooper, you got Tall Boy. Whew.
Wooly, there's 22.
Oh my God!
I think it's 22. It's very close to that. I need to run the numbers again.
Jesus Christ! There's Cheek. Okay. All right.
By the end of it, some of the main cast members are serial killers, and not in a like kooky self-defense way. No, they just decided to murder this person because it would aid them.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of wild to have scenes where, like, Hermione Lodge just cold blood murders a dude that deserves it, but still, and then goes back to being Veronica's, sassy and kind of mean, business-like, sort of villainous, but ultimately still her parent, mom.
Yeah, she's more sassy than evil. She just murders people.
Yeah, you're like, you can't undo that, you know? Wow. So, yeah, and then truly I feel like, for me at least, it's like, how do you come back with each season? You got to leave a stinger. And the stinger they go with for season 3.
Wooly, it's one of the greatest pieces of television of all time. I'm sorry. It just is, though.
The level of self-awareness for them to just be like, and we had the greatest summer ever. Clink! Cut to blood, cut to naked. We have to burn the clothes. We have to burn everything, including Jughead's hat. Let's never speak of this, and when we graduate, we go our separate ways. It's the only way we'll never get caught.
So I watched that, and for some reason, my go-to thought was, oh my God, they ate Jughead.
Yeah. Yeah,
just some kind of cannibal-y vibes to that scene.
Sure. Again, we like Archie just defeated a living beast man, as far as I can tell. Like,
no, that's what happens. I love. He hears a bear roar in the distance, and he goes, "Not again."
And then a beast man.
This is all during a game of death. It's amazing.
A bloody roar Animorph shows up and just raw and like, yeah, I don't know. So they do that cut, and then you're like, okay, you can't possibly not want to know what comes next or what the fuck just happened and why. What a ridiculous. We know how insane this show is, and we're not stopping anytime soon. Stinger for season 3. And then that was my experience. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Yep.
I can't believe you like it. This is why we're friends, Wooly. Oh my God.
The payoff for a cult. So for me, being a cult is bad enough, right? But I know for some people that's not enough. So I'm watching it going, oh, I'm sold. Fuck that. Fuck the cult thing already. Those vibes are enough for me to be like, get the flamethrower. Let's go. But how do you get everyone else on board? What's a pretty good way to do that? Organs.
Oh, yeah. It's an organ harvesting cult.
We're farming organs. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. Got it.
We also might have raptured.
Yeah. Right. What? Wait. Actually, though. Yes. No, right. And then there's that. And we're not gonna... No, we didn't explain it. You're gonna have to keep watching to find out if that was real or not.
Okay, so this is where I need to hold your hands a little, Wooly, and tell you something, okay? Season 3 of Riverdale is the best Riverdale ever is by a long shot.
And it's all downhill from here.
Okay, there is fun shit from here. And there are some fucking bum seasons as well.
Give me the parachute. I'm okay. Give me the parachute. This is not going to hurt me. I'll take it. We can exit smoothly off the ride and just hear about how it never hits these highs again. Except for one episode or two here and there.
No. There are moments, and I might even say, okay,
because 7 seasons is a lot.
This, Wooly, we never surpassed this. That is the peak, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, but I don't know if that's true.
But it's that plus Archie versus the main villain versus Daddy Lodge in a boxing match for the fate of the town is so ridiculously on point for us that, like, you can't possibly get any better than
Wooly,
that.
There is one episode in season 4 it's season 4, episode 3, and I actually felt like I was going insane. Like I have an on-camera freak out about one particular scene. For people who do not know, I'm referring to the rocket ship scene.
Okay.
But okay, so here it is, Wooly, right? Season 4 particularly is a huge letdown. Like there's a lot of problems. They can't pay off that cliffhanger the way they want. Season 5 is it's okay. It kind of struggles a little bit.
Jump.
Season 6 is insane. Like, season 6 might be the second best season.
Wow. Okay.
And I refuse to say anything about season 7.
Okay.
But if this conversation has taught me anything, we might just have to go there someday, Wolves.
Oh, boy. If you think it's worth it, but...
Honestly, given how much you enjoyed this, we'll see. We have a lot to get through.
But the problem is, I can't just... I even under direct orders, I can't just, like, skip. I have to... My brain, I gotta put, the threads down.
Let's play it out, and let's see where we go.
Yeah. Let's hit the Pantheon. I mean, I like the idea, ultimately. It's quite fun now that we're really looking at this Pantheon and we're going, let's flesh out some of these areas, right? Because it's like you can make targeted recommendations, and I feel like that's good. Not everything has to try to reach outer heaven.
And not everything will.
How good is Riverdale? Well, I in Riverdale seasons 1 to 3, which even though it was an amuse-bouche collection, I did kind of more or less experience all of it. I enjoyed it and had fun even when it was being nonsense. So it's definitely not wretched.
No, definitely not wretched.
And so now we take it to, is it competent? I feel like it is competent. Now getting into the cloud path is a tricky situation. Because, like, the idea of it hitting right up against, for example, Twin Peaks, it's a proper inspiration for its own existence, is crazy.
So the thing I would say there, though, Wooly, is I feel like I just, and this is actually something that's going to come up a little later, Twin Peaks did not land with you. And in the same way, Fear and Hunger just didn't land. And I feel like while I would hold those, if this was my list, those two things would be so high, but this is our list and they're not. But I think you kind of loved Riverdale a little bit, and I love Riverdale a little bit.
So, if the mystery to
We're gonna
solving
make people so mad. Oh my god.
if the mystery behind who's killed Laura Palmer was solved with a boxing match for the fate of Twin Peaks,
I don't know if I'm with you anymore, Woolie. This is starting to feel bad.
No. Here's the problem. This is a very targeted season 3 is targeted quality for us.
I never thought about how it is just an amalgamation of all the shit we like.
And it has no right being as entertaining as it was.
It's crazy, isn't it?
The absolute audacity to be as entertaining as it was.
Did you see the bit where the child stabs Archie? Fucking amazing. Okay, you know, Woolie, what I'm going to say... Yeah, you might not see that episode. What I'm going to say is if you think Punch Mom could be open to this kind of thing, that could be an incredible thing to experience together.
So say less, because she was already like, hey, I've been looking for something that I don't have to pay a ton of attention to, but is interesting enough to leave on in the background. And I was like, I might have something for you.
Perfect.
And I already was, and she's like, how was that? And I was like, what? Better than I thought, but not so good that I would legitimately tell you to sit down and watch this. However, and she's like, but I want something to kind of be able to ignore while babying. And I'm like, maybe this might be it. And every once in a while you look up and you go, the fuck is happening? And it's like, exactly.
Genuinely one of my happiest memories is watching Riverdale with Michelle during the pandemic. Like, that was awesome.
So yeah, that is absolutely already been recommended. Where to place this?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say I enjoyed it.
Well, do it from. It has to be from the heart. Don't let the naysayers, don't let the voices of the people interfere with what's in your soul.
If it were just those first 2 seasons, this would land somewhere else. But because of that third one, and because of the stinger, and the fact that we'll see if I ever find out what happens. If you didn't tell me where it goes even, I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna put this above Twin Peaks.
Okay.
And below Scavenger's Reign.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
You know, like, speaking as our median enjoyment, I would maybe even put it above Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1.
Whoa. Okay. Median enjoyment. Darkest Dungeon 2, The Zoldyck Family and Tower of Heaven, Kaiji, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. It's so flawed.
It's so flawed. And Season 1 and 2 are... yeah.
But the highs are high.
Like, if this was just Season 3, then that's a different discussion again, you know? But no, it is Season 1 to 3.
But I think we're going to regret this placement if we shove it too high. I think the recency bias on this show is problematic.
Okay, so
let's compromise. What's the halfway point between that distance? Above Darkest Dungeon 2?
Sure. Yeah, okay. So, okay, I think maybe number 25.
Okay.
Let's move that down. Congratulations to Riverdale. You have entered the field of competence. Or... oh, no, it's actually in the Cloud Path, technically.
That's a Cloud Path.
Yeah, that's a Cloud Path.
Now, we don't need to complicate our system any further, right?
Oh, no, let's complicate it. It's already a mess. I love it.
However, if I were to have predicted before this month where it would have gone, no shot is it going that high.
I know, that's crazy.
No shot.
And like, just to be clear, like, I know 25 doesn't sound high. It legit is. Like there is a lot of, like, this is around the point where I kind of start feeling like these are strong recommends from both of us. Like, from Caribbean food onwards is when I feel like we're both, well, Twin Peaks is kind of just that high because it's like, I love it. But yeah, anything past this point is a pretty heavy hitter.
And you just get something extra for the audacity of like shooting way above your lane.
Yep.
You know? There's a little something extra you get for being like, you know your place, and you went way above that. While still being absolutely ridiculously stupid teen drama.
Yep.
Hey, I'll tell you what, some people are just bad at gifts. For example, if you open up a box and you get an N-Gage, you might be like, who hates me and why?
Or it could be a precious present from your best friend on your birthday.
Well, that's neither here nor there. But the point is, Uncommon Goods, thank you, who are sponsoring the episode this month. I have absolutely loved this service because I like getting good gifts. I think, that's something I've enjoyed over the years. I get some cool gifts for people. I like to think of things that they don't necessarily.
Woolie did once get me a vinyl record for the Mystical Ninja soundtrack, and that was. I still think about that sometimes.
Oh,
it's over there.
Well, so things that people don't know exist, I like to go for that it turns out they're going to like. And I believe a little earlier on this episode that just popped one off a minute ago, But it's fun to be able to do that. And so when I saw Uncommon Goods, I was like, this is really, really perfect.
You got hyped when the Uncommon Goods sponsorship came in.
Really like this site. It's great. They're basically a collection of, like if you want to find stuff that is great for gifts for people that loved ones, family, friends, etc. They have it all browsed by separated into different categories by who you're searching for, what they're into. So if it's garden, home, kitchen,
here's
history,
what I'd
sci-fi.
say. If you have in your life, and I say this with respect and love, normies, Uncommon Goods has more than normie stuff. It has wonderful, like, this is what my uncle would like. It is that, there is a lot of that brand of present, but there's also stuff there that, like, I think is genuinely just good as well. Give me 1 second here. 1 second. Okay, Woolie, I do a fair bit of traveling. I have a bunch of electronics all the time, chargers, whatnot. I got the Uncommon Goods charging case where you can basically put all your shit. This thing was genuinely a fucking lifesaver because I wasn't scrambling looking for the amount of shit you can fit in here. It's like I got my like charging dock in here as well and all this stuff, and just being able to close it, put it in my bag, and not worry about where any of that shit is, like my mouse, my HDMI cable, everything, is such a fucking relief. Like a genuine stress saver.
So that's fantastic, right? So for me, let's say there's someone that you happen to live with that's into plants and planting things, but happens to murder them very often and is unable to keep them alive.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Let's say there's someone in your life that happens to be afflicted with the thumb of death, there are things, for example, like a self-watering, self-lighting plant like system that like you can put in different seeds, different fruits, or different herbs that you want to grow, and they 24/7 they light and water themselves, and it takes care of it, and you don't have to worry about the rest of that process, and like that's one of those things where you can just kind of get started with that, and then you can transfer it out from there into plants that you can then continue to take care of. there, stuff like that, and like a little like IV system where you can kind of attach to the plant to keep it alive and stuff like that. Little fun things like that were there, and I found that to be super super useful for people in my life that were that may or may not be struggling with that affliction. What's cool too as well is most of what you're checking out when you go to Uncommon Goods is a lot of small artists, a lot of handcrafted products that are made in small batches at small shops. So, you're buying like basically like, a lot of stuff from like direct artist, mom and pop style, groups of small batch production. So that's a really cool thing as well. Perfect for, obviously holidays coming up. And on top of that, they give $1 back to a nonprofit partner of your choice for every purchase you make. And they've donated more than $3.1 million to date. So it's a win-win. It's a super cool service. Love them.
Make no mistake, listener. You are right now on the frame perfect parry window for a Christmas gift.
There you go.
Now is your chance. Right now. Hit it. Go for it.
Don't
step forward. Don't delay. Don't hesitate.
Is there cross the names off your list before the rush. You can get 15% off your next gift if you go to uncommongoods.com/vswolves. That's uncommongoods.com/vswolves, and you'll get 15% off. Uncommon Goods, check the slogan, we're all out of the ordinary. Yeah, there you go. No, I legit like super love that. Good stuff. Thank you, Uncommon Goods. And this episode of Versus Wolves is brought to you by Raycon. And quite simply, listen, something that you should be familiar with is when you're working out, right? Or when you're training, you want to listen to some cool tunes sometimes, right?
You want to listen to that Killer Instinct 3 soundtrack.
Thank you. You want to get back to Rise going, but sometimes, I don't know if you've ever had this, I've had earbuds that slip and pop out and just are like not great for that.
Hell.
And I'm not in a situation where I can just blast it. So it sucks when you don't get that snug fit.
So I find myself caught between either earbuds falling out or ear cups becoming sweaty beyond all hope or reason. And
yes,
those are just two different kinds of agony.
Absolutely. Furthermore, could you imagine trying this with wires? You could just doing your moves and working out and just twisting the cords around yourself and choking out and dying. Just don't do it. All right. Get that out of your life. Get a snug fit with the Raycon Essential open earbuds. So yeah, you can get crystal clear sound. They sit just outside the ear canal, and you can stay tuned into whatever's going on around you as well. Let's say there's some new noises in life that are happening in your house all the time, every time, multiple hours a day, every 2 hours or so. And you want to make sure that you can, listen to what you're listening to, but keep an ear out for that, because you can, sometimes there's some noises that you don't want to noise cancel. This is perfect for that. And not to mention as well the fact that you have a lightweight, everyday, comfortable headphone as well that you can carry around.
I would also really describe this as an airport headphone. It's like, this is what I want when I'm bending down, where I'm like kind of picking shit up, when I'm kind of moving this way and that, and I don't want these fucking earpods to fall out. These are so perfect for that because they hook in and they're real snug and they're crazy comfortable, and yeah.
What's also very important about, as you say, an airport design, what else you want in an airport is something with good battery life. So 36 hours of battery life, 8-hour earbuds plus a 36-hour case is a phenomenal amount of energy.
That's crazy.
Right? Super duper useful to have that. And, of course, multi-point connection. So if you have, let's say, your phone and then your laptop or a console or some other travel device you want to connect to, you can connect to multiple devices at the same time and switch seamlessly without the hassle. So, one device.
Cool. Yeah.
Exactly. You take a call, you listen to your podcast, you switch over to the game, whatever you want to do. You can stay connected to both things. It's super useful. So yeah, Black Friday's around the corner. Raycon audio products are up to 30% off site-wide. From everyday essentials to latest releases, perfect time to upgrade your sound and get ahead on gifting. So these deals won't last long. Shop now before they're gone. Go to buyraycon.com/wolvesopen to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. One more time, that's buyraycon.com/wolvesopen to save up to 30% off site-wide. Thank you, Raycon.
Thanks, Raycon. Oh, that went so much better than I was expecting. I was kind of like, Woolie, do you ever come into these episodes kind of feeling like, okay, I'm about to take some shots here?
You mean like the next segment?
We'll get to it.
Oh, I'm not the one that's okay. We're getting there, but I'll tell you right now. That's not me. There are a whole lot of people that are very worried and preemptively upset about the conversation that is about to happen.
Oh, I have felt that. So, Woolie, I'm going to say that there is a negative status debuff that happens with these recommends sometimes, and I'm going to call it the curse of 1,000 eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is watching and judging because they have feelings. And boy, are you going to hear them or try to hold them out while you make your own, you know?
Yeah, and like
loaded recommendations
from minute, like I thought, like I know that Umamusume is like popular, and I thought that I was gonna be coming out into people being like hyped about Riverdale, and then I saw the wall of people so psyched for me to get into Umamusume.
And you're like, Woolie recommended the fucking horse game. God damn it. All right. What is happening here? What are we getting into?
So, okay, on your end, like, are people scared? Like, what are people afraid of?
So the thing is that, like, essentially what it comes down to is, as somebody who is a notorious hater of mobile games and hater of gacha games, which have become more and more normalized and standardized over time, I've talked about, you know, the fact that I don't enjoy these things and FOMO based game design a bunch of times on, you know, on my other podcast, on CSB and on my channel and all over the place. For years I've been talking about this stuff. So, you know, there is for people that are like super in and on all that, and for the people that are like, you don't play enough to understand it, etc., a preemptive, I don't want to tune in to next episode of Versus Wolves just to hear them shitting on the thing I like aggressively for an entire hour or two, for the whole recommendation to be a troll about how much he hates this fucking garbage, whatever, right?
Okay.
And that
I don't think we would ever approach anything like that.
Well, I wouldn't bring it up if there weren't something I thought was an interesting discussion, which is what I said last time. But those words don't mean enough, because it just means like, oh, we're going to talk about gambling, we're going to talk about the things that, and it's a little like trepidation and worry, right? But that's not what's to me interesting here. So to that I say, let's get into it. I heard about this shit, and then our trusty editor, Foxcade, sat down and said, I'm going to push this on you, actually. And we're going to sit down and start it, and you're going to actually play and see what's going on. I'm like, okay. And then throughout that experience, I got introduced to it. Umamusume, as Jeff Keighley. Umamusume, as Jeff Keighley would say. And so what I said last time, especially, was I said, hey, pop that game in, try it out for a bit, get introduced to the horse girls, right? But what has happened is, unexpectedly, this has turned into also an amuse-bouche like sampler platter of a recommendation, because it wasn't just the game that ended up being part of the recommend, even though that was what was discussed on the last episode. Afterwards, we like straight up Foxcade was like, also, I'd like to increase the stakes here and recommend 3 episodes of this particular part of the show, and there's an arc that I'd like to cover. And then also you got wind of parts of this, and people were like, okay, so it's like, check out season 2 episodes 6, 7, 8, right? And then you were like, hey, I'm hearing about Cinderella Grace. And people say Cinderella Grace, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hearing about that too. So that gets thrown onto the platter as well. And now I'm hearing things. I'm hearing about the beginning of a new era movie. There's all these different things that are a part of this whole bit. So let's find out what this whole horse girl thing is about as a total. I also noticed that when you recommend things to me, of course, I go through it on my own time for the most part, but you get a couple streams out of that because, the 1,000 eyes, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't see how those streams went, but that's the start of how I got into this. So where did you get to? Where are you at?
So, Woolie, I think to start this off, I would like to show you a little bit of footage from one of those streams.
Let's go.
Wow, what a time to join the stream. John is confirmed horse girl enjoyer, I suppose.
So,
not a whole lot of reaction I saw from that little intro clip there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think perhaps you're owed a little bit more of an explanation, because I'm not sure how the rest of the that went, but here's what I will say is this type of general genre, which is the idols dancing on stage, performing their songs and being cute, is not for me. And I also, knowing you, I think a bit well, believe it's also not for you. I think that is generally where this type of thing lands, right? It doesn't really fall in the wheelhouse of media that we would be recommending each other check out. You know, and especially that it is like the concert you watched right there, for example, is the reward for the Umamusume winning the race, right? They win the race and then they get to perform. And, you know, for people that are like fans of like idol games and things like that, the performance and the, you know, getting your little glow sticks out and doing the performance, that's all, there's a whole culture to that. So that's an important intrinsic part, but generally it doesn't fall into the media that we tend to consume, right? Right. Okay. And so the other part about this is that Umamusume or Umamusume is you know, it's a setting where basically cute anime idol girls are, you know, going to high school and doing the things that you would from these there's other sort of idol based things, but they're also horse girls and they run and they race, right? And then they're very dedicated to that. The thing is, I guess, is that what I thought was very interesting about this was that all of the stuff happening and all of the horses and everything that takes place in the story is literally 1-to-1 with real horse derby history in Japan. And they are 100% dedicated towards accurately, like, conveying that as best they can. And there is a, like, slavish dedication to the lore of Japanese horse derby that's going into this stuff in such a way that, like, you would not immediately assume based on watching that type of intro video, you know? And well, as this is a podcast, I suppose this is where I leave a little bit of room to see if this is a dialogue or if it continues being a monologue.
Oh, no, sorry. I wasn't trying to hang you out. I'm genuinely, one of the things that I have been so curious about this thing is how you feel about Umamusume, because like, I feel like it's probably positive, right? Like you enjoy this.
I am looking at something that is not for me and is not the type of media that I consume and generally enjoy, especially in its core gacha game format. But somehow I am seeing the effort of the people making it and what they're doing. And I'm finding that there is heart in how they're approaching this. And there's something about that I can't look away from that brings it to the table on this show.
And I don't think you are alone in that at all. People fucking love the horse girls.
And the concept of a horse girl is already like, okay, where are we going? Right? And, you know, I'm out here being like, look, I'm not into, there's been monster musumes and so on and all kinds of, you know, snack and beast form. All sorts of things are out there. There's furries. It goes wild. I'm no coward. Mama didn't raise no coward out here. I quite frankly, one of my things when I heard about the horse girls was, damn, I thought they'd be more horse in the horse girl. You know, I thought we'd commit a little bit harder.
There's very little horse in these horse girls. Someone Photoshop it.
You know, quite frankly, but all this to say that, like, all like that, like sitting down going, what the fuck is this? Why am I watching the dance that's going on now, and just kind of like seeing that, like, oh, so what you're saying is there is there's Daiwa Scarlet, which is one of the horses that is owned by the Yakuza, because of course. And when they approached the owners of the horse to put them into the game, the owners said, okay, that's fine, you can do it, but as long as she has a bigger bust size than her rival Vodka, because Daiwa Scarlet has to be better than Vodka no matter what. Otherwise, you can't use them.
That's amazing.
And like, right? And then like, or Haru Urara, the like fail little the little one that like fails all the time, never won a single race, and retired like with a record of like 0 and 1,000,000 losses, but tries their hardest. And so that is represented in the character that like has to try its hardest, has to win a race, and is full of encouragement, but just can't possibly do it, you know? And then everyone after the fact becomes a fan and like donates to get more grass and carrots so that Haru can have a comfy retirement, you know? And just all these little like things that are just like, wait, what? This is real? This is a real bit, you know? And I don't know. I guess like the thing. So there's two bits to this, right? Because there's also the part where there was a thought almost where it's like the fact that this type of game, and it's like I'm like there's a the video games that I enjoy, that I grew up with and whatnot, have changed over time, and that there's, you know, I'm not afraid of change. However, I definitely don't like when things are exploitive and they're FOMO based, and when, you know, that kind of happens. And so it sucks as we kind of watch and lose a little bit of something that used to be there. So there's a part of this where it's like, I noticed that even though the entirety of Umamusume is basically funded by people needing to like gamble and do the gachas part of this, there's a thing where they're underneath it where they're like, we fucking love horse racing, and we want to convey that and make sure that that's accurate and real in here, right? And it's almost like horse racing itself is a thing that only exists because of gambling and Yakuza and like criminal enterprise and really shady bet takers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But there's probably an admiration for the actual racing underneath there that the people here making this game are faced with and still do. I'm not saying it's the exact same.
What I would say is like there is undoubtedly a raw love of horse racing and horses, you know? Like you can see, have you ever seen the photos of Gold Ship?
Yes, exactly.
And it's
the
like
weird
a
faces
goofy
she
ass
makes.
horse, and you can see Gold Ship, the character, like making those faces. That shit's awesome. That shit's so great. Like I love that, and like the idea of basing like kind of not magical girls, but they're a little bit magical girls. Like, you know, they have superpowers and they have outfits and all that kind of stuff. But basing that off real life horses, genuinely like S tier idea, like amazing.
And I respect that hustle.
Yeah,
that's all this is.
I absolutely
that's all this is
respect
about.
It.
I
Okay.
like the fact that there's real horse lore behind this like thing that is not for us is like, huh. I respect the fact that they like go all in with it, you know? And what I will say is that like you know, there's like the game and you know and the careers, and you hang out and you level up and do all that stuff. I happened to pull a Symboli Rudolph on my first try playing the game. and everyone lost their minds. And I was like, I don't know, is that cool? And then it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. She seems to be pretty dope, actually. So, you know, as the emperor, I guess, I'm like, all right, I'm a Symboli Rudolph fan. Let's go, right? But here's the thing I will say, like, the show in sampling some of what was going on there, it's like, oh, they do something I was hoping for, which is like they really underplay the concert part, and they really just play up the legacy of like real horse racing history part, you know? And it seems to be like a guiding principle of like, hey, like whatever happened in this Triple Crown or whatever happened in this horse's like 3-year span or whatever it was, we're going to try to like create an arc around that or so that is like interesting. So, you know, I'm like watching the story of Rice Shower, who, you know, stops the Triple Crown from happening so that Mihono Bourbon doesn't win. And when Rice Shower ends up winning, everyone actually kind of boos because the favorite didn't win, and that's what everyone was wanting. And I'm like, I remember watching that happen in the FGC. I remember when you're watching, depends on what, in multiple times there are moments in Chris G, Sonic Fox. There are many moments. Daigo. There are many moments where like Evo champions are in a position where there's an underdog or a favorite, and like in some cases the underdog wins, and people are like, "Oh my god, that was amazing," because they're so impressive with their skill. But there's other times where if they're playing in a way that's particularly lame, or if the audience doesn't like it or so, the winner gets up and is like, "Yeah," and people are like, "Man, fuck that," you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of what Rice Shower was going through in that little arc there, you know? There's times where we would be traveling to places and we literally use the term dark training for like, oh, what happened why did this person that we were playing with suddenly get better and just go really, really far in this tournament and overcome these people that we didn't think they could beat? Because they were dark training, which you see her go off and do and come back with this aura of dark energy around her or whatever, you know? That's all kind of just like, it's still kind of silly and goofy, but it's like, well, that's because that's literally what happened in real life in the actual Japan Cup, in the, you know, in the Derby history or so. And then I watched a little bit, just the beginning of Cinderella Grey.
Okay, we'll get there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Because there's 2 other bits there, but like just in terms of like the show and stuff, I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know, game aside, this is going into more detail into some of this like legit horse lore. Okay. Anyway, I'm rambling. Tag.
So, okay, I guess just to say, like, I understand there's a lot of passion around the horse girl stuff, and, you know, we have talked so many times on this show about how, like, we're never trying to yuck anyone's yum, and I don't care what anyone likes. It doesn't change my opinion of anyone, and I don't care what they don't like. It's cool. So, you know, I guess I have a lot of thoughts, but yeah, maybe just a little call to be chill, because I've been feeling some of the heat already, and it's scary.
Oh yeah, I've been feeling the heat too. They came out preemptively being like, you know, so yeah. Oh no, for sure.
So okay, look.
I threw a fucking monkey wrench into this podcast, baby.
I at several points during this month I've been like, why did Woolie do this? Okay.
Well,
here it is.
We're not gonna one up the boxing episode without going for it, John.
So, something I should say is that I think that, like, everything you talked about with the horse, like how it relates to real life and, like, you know, pulling from real life, and then anthropomorphizing these horses and building story arcs around them, fucking incredible. I genuinely think that's such a cool idea in a way that I didn't think it was an idea. Like, I didn't even really understand when we were first getting into it. But I think another thing is that I can't think of a non-goofy way to put this. Cuteness makes me feel nothing. Woolie, I need you to hear me when I say this. I have zero whimsy.
Okay.
And it's like...
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So it's like when I see something that is designed to make me feel whatever emotion it is that other people feel when they experience cute, it's just not there. Like, it's just, I just don't know. Like, I can kind of aesthetically put together why something is cute from what other people say, and I can see that it means a lot to them. There's no emotion here. There's just nothing.
So I'm right there with you, and I absolutely follow along because I have a degree of that myself, which is why a lot of media like this, most of it, 99.9% of it, does nothing for me. There needs to always be a little bit something more. I do love cute, but the things, the whimsy that I do find that I have and I can enjoy is like Kirby, for example.
Kirby, yeah.
Right? And it also can be badass, but that Kirby can do that. But there's other things where, like, I never would have thought I would have enjoyed a show like Azumanga Daioh until I watched it and went, this is unbelievable. I love Azumanga Daioh. And it's just a bunch of girls in high school just being silly. That's it. But, like, there's that, and it's pretty, like, I'd say it's effortless about it. But when you see a lot of effort into it, which admittedly, like, idol media can be like high effort cuteness for, performance and songs and stuff and the voices, then you're seeing like a real strong push towards something, and you're like, this doesn't pull me in, right? It's not a magnet. So I'm right there with you because I don't see a dance number and necessarily feel pulled in by that either. I kind of need something more to it.
But I guess I need to highlight, Woolie, that like I think I'm kind of broken. Like, it's just like, even like, I like Kirby. I don't think Kirby's cute because I don't really know what that means. It's just like, I love Pokemon, but like my favorite Pokemon are like Gengar, Scyther, and Mewtwo. It's like it's just, and like, this isn't like, obviously this isn't like a macho thing. Like, that's not what I'm about at all. I am genuinely trying to convey that there's something in me that's missing, and friends have tried to explain this to me, and people have tried to explain just the concept of cute, and at this point I have enough knowledge about what other people find cute so I can be like, that's cute, and know that like they're going to agree because that's what it is. But other than like I like animals. I like animals a lot. That's that. So like there is that, but like I never like something because it's cute,
Yeah, and a big part of anime, which was like your home topic, it was your base form, a lot of it is like trying to use cute appeal as its main appeal, but no, I understand, because for me as well, I will say that, like, for me, sometimes cute can be used as a seasoning, and sometimes it can be used as the meat. And anytime cute is the meat, I also feel that way. I appreciate it as the seasoning sometimes, but I don't really get pulled towards things where it's the meat that much. There needs to be something more to it for me to be like,
So for me, it will not even work as seasoning. Like, it's just I am I showed you that clip because I needed you to see how just deeply unaffected I am.
Yeah.
And it's not a choice. I would change this about myself in a second if I could. But it's like cute girls doing cute things. It's just nothing for me.
Okay.
And
oh, sorry. No. I was just going to say that, like, it's funny because when it comes to anime, cute girls doing cute things, like, I had my edgy phase of being like, I remember when that was actually kryptonite to me, and I was like, oh, this means I hate this, actually. And I was being just ridiculous at the time, but I was younger, and I remember being like, nah, anime should be cool and edgy, right? Nothing personal, kid. That's the cool stuff, fighting and whatever, and like, and it was definitely a place of being like, all right, you're just fucking teenager, watch more media, just relax, unclench. Here, read Vagabond. See how edgy you want to be after this, like.
But Woolie, and what if you never watched more media? Well, what if you're still there? Right, what if you're still real and sharp and you never let it die? It's like, okay.
But then the other thing is an industry gets built around what you're describing.
Yeah, but like you're right in that, like, anime was my base forum. Like, I was anime YouTube for years, and people would be like, what do you think of the new season of Idolmaster? And I'd be like, oh, I could not get through the first 10 minutes of that.
Right.
Not because I hate it or like it makes me angry. Like, clearly there's a market for this massively. Like, industries are built around this stuff, and it's like, I got so desperate with some of this stuff that I was like, what am I meant to be feeling towards my horse girl?
Yeah. And I guess what I'll say is, for me, like, the stuff that I did feel and enjoy, none of it was because I thought that was a cute hat or a cute outfit.
Sure. And
that the appeal was, like, there was an appeal pose that won me over. It wasn't that at all. It was things like the again, the FGC analogy of me bringing up the whole, like, the loser that nobody wanted to win type of thing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a character arc, that's a plot point, that's a thing, right? There's something kind of interesting about Ogre Cap in Cinderella Grey just being this raw.
We'll get to Cinderella Grey.
But I just have to mention it as like a that's a character where it's like, oh, there's nothing cute about that. It's mainly just the raw talent appeal that I think is cool there. And then there's more of this that we'll have to get into with other media that I guess we'll talk about after Cinderella Grey.
I gotta get to the anime and the game here.
Because there's a through line of stuff where it's like, from starting with the game and the initial medium and Umamusume as a whole, there's a bunch of it where, like, cute is the core appeal, and then there's a part of it where it's like horse lore, Japanese racing history is a part of the appeal, and then there's another side where it's like, actually, this part has nothing to do with cute or cool. This is just solid ass racing character drama.
Mm-hmm.
And that I did not see coming. And we'll get there after. So,
okay.
But the cute part, I hear you. I see what you're saying.
And so, like, the reason I go so hard on all this stuff is I just want people to understand I am, like, the absolute furthest possible target for this thing. And it's like in Pokemon. If you have a level 100 Hyper Beam in Pokemon, it's still going to miss a level 1 ghost Pokemon. It doesn't matter how good the thing is. If the type matchup is bad enough, it's not going to inflict any damage. And so, like...
But, John, you should watch Symphogear, right? It's a little bit of that part where it's like, I know there's the action part. The goal is obviously that's wrapped up in with the cute girl appeal, and the person probably cares more about both of these things than just the one. And so the one might not carry the whole appeal, but they're hoping that you're going to have both sides of it when they offer it, you know?
Sure.
Desperation. But yes.
So, I started my journey. So with gacha, I don't really mind gacha that much. Honestly, like, I don't have any like particular thoughts about gacha, like for or against. I know that like there is like an insidious side to it. I know that some people like who struggle with addiction and stuff like have difficulty with it, and I think that sucks. I think me personally, I just don't feel too strongly about it any which way, and a lot of it's just I haven't played a lot of gacha either, so I'm kind of new to this.
I have to imagine people that grew up with this being the norm are probably not feeling the way we do, where we saw different iterations of video games and we're fucking boomers looking at it now in context, you know? So I can imagine. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I started off and I started pulling the cards, and it was just feeling nothing. Just nothing. I'm going through horse girl after horse girl, and like it sucks. And like it was okay. I'll say it. Like it was a shitty stream. Like I was just trying to latch on to something, and like Haru pops up, the little loser horse, and I just go no, and people get real mad at me, and it's like oh.
Okay, no, because knowing that she tries her best and you're just like, no.
Good, go try somewhere else.
Right, okay. No. I follow how we get here.
And so then I eventually pull Einshin Shine, who's like the German horse with the sword, because I think she's cool.
Okay.
Start going through the story mode, and you know, I'm reading along, and I there's one piece of dialogue that I just had to screenshot, and this was not like the only piece of dialogue like this, but I think it's kind of where we're at, you know? Let me just pull it up here. Where was this? So this is Tokai Tio, I think, talking to Silent Suzuka. Yeah, for sure. And you really saved me from a food coma, Suzuka. When I'm with you two, anything seems possible. And like, it's not dialogue that I understand. I don't get it. I don't know what the fuck I'm meant to feel towards these horse girls. So I'm doing the stream, and people are getting madder and madder.
Oh no.
And then at the end of it, I'm like, look, guys, I think if you're excited for me to get like into horse girls, I don't know that that's gonna happen. And like, I'm also like skipping some of the dialogue because like I'm not into it. But also, I and people are getting really mad at that because they're like, well, if you read the dialogue, then you'd care. And I can confirm now that no, I would not, because I restarted my career. I picked Vodka because I thought that she was the one who was a little bit aesthetically what I like. She looks like kind of tough, I guess.
Vodka's cool. Yep,
Vodka's
I
cool.
like that. That's our aesthetic. That's our aesthetic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I will say that there was a couple of moments through the career where like her rivalry with Suzuka, or with Scarlet, what's her name?
Oh, with whatchamacallit? Daiwa Scarlet. Yeah.
Like there was a couple of those cutscenes, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm kind of excited, like to see what happens in this race, and then I'd win or I'd lose. I was like, oh, that's kind of like, you know, I felt something. You know, like I felt something in those moments, and I was excited to play it. And then, like, you know, I'd go back to training her and watching those cutscenes, and just really not feeling anything. And
Yeah.
every time I brought this out, it was a like, oh, fuck, I have to play this for Versus Wolves. Okay. And then I would take it out. I would set my timer for 30 minutes. I would play it for 30 minutes a day, shut it off immediately at 30 minutes. And just, it just wasn't working. I eventually got to the point where I beat all of Vodka's like goals. She has like 10 goals she wants to do.
The goals,
and I beat all them, and I kind of put down the gacha at that point because like it's just like, and like I'd get the money in it, and I'd like go and I'd pull new horse girls, and again I just be like, okay, like just nothing.
You did it. All right, you don't need to torture your. Yeah, you like that's even going 30 minutes past and keeping it going. Like, all right, you got it. That's fine. That's
I tried,
totally okay.
And I also my efforts. I did more than that as well. I watched the first 3 episodes of the anime.
Okay,
because
season
like
1.
Season 1, episodes 1 to 3.
Okay.
Because like I feel like if we're gonna bring anything into Versus Wolves, we both have to approach it with our good time hats on. Like, you have to be trying to find something to love in this thing, because you just shitting on something for like an hour, that's not fun, and it's not even like good criticism, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just got nothing out of it.
Yeah, it's
like,
not deep. It's not deep.
It's just like, okay, what am I doing here? And so then I was like, okay, final hope here. Fox's 3 episodes. And people had actually been saying to me that like, oh, Rice Shower, like, is like, she seems like you'll like her. And then I kind of took one look at her and I was like, I don't know about that. And I watched the 3 episodes, and I mean, I did sympathize a little bit with the idea, with like the theme of Rice Shower, like you were saying. I think like crushing someone's dreams is a weird position to be in. And I've found myself there an odd number of times. And I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but I remember there was an encounter I had with a YouTuber before, and this was someone that I used to watch way back in the day and just a huge fan of and just loved them so much. And I got to meet them at a con once, and at this point we had a lot of mutual friends, and also my channel had blown up a lot, like past theirs. Did I ever tell you this story?
You did.
Yeah. And they hugged me, and while they were hugging me, they said, "You destroyed my dreams." And it was like, whoa. I wasn't trying to do that. Like, so I was just trying to do my thing. But I guess this person at the time felt like I had taken their spot. Another time...
They're fighting demons in the mirror. I mean, no hate to that. Like, genuinely, like, me and this person, like, we moved past it. It's cool. I'm not angry with them or upset with them for that. Like, I get it. Like, it's hard, and you know, like even in like training and stuff, you know, it's like, God, I remember there was this. Sorry, I'm going on such a tangent now, but I remember like there was this guy in training, and he started about a year after me, and we trained together for 5 years. And in that 5 years, he never beat me once. Not a single time for the entire time. And like, it was 3 years of crushing this dude. But at that point, he starts getting harder to tap. And I'm like, okay, this guy is not like a rest round for me anymore. This guy is actually going to make me work a little bit. And he's getting better and better and better.
And like as the years are going on, we are fighting more and more even. And he's not tapping me, but we have matches where like I don't tap him, you know? And I remember it was my last week training at that place. And he said to me the previous week, like, can we please have a match next week before you go? And I felt in my heart of hearts, like, I think this dude's going to beat me. I think this dude has actually done it, and he has actually come so far, and it's going to mean a huge amount to him when he does. And I want to give him the best fight possible to honor him like that. And I really felt like this is what's going to happen. And in that last match, I fucking crushed him. And I could see afterwards that like he was kind of devastated because he knew that was the last shot, you know? And I get it.
You just apologized for that tangent, but no, what you just said is the point. The fact that you pulled that from this little storyline, right? There's a little bit of like, oh yeah, that reminds me of what that thing reminds you of, that part that you went through, that thing. Mm-hmm. For me, it reminded me of FGC, history of it. But either way, to pull all of that out of real horse racing history is like, oh, you had to sit down and look at what happened with these horses and their careers and make and like pull this plot out of that. And I kind of was like, that's cool. That's kind of cool.
That is cool. What I would say is, at some point, though, I could just go read about the horses.
You certainly could. You certainly could.
And a lot of what they're adding on to the horses of the story, I think some of it's interesting because, like, they do... Like, the horse doesn't know it's fucking winning races, which I looked up because I was curious.
It's almost as if, like, if the show had when like you watch like Hikaru no Go, and then at the end they have a here's how to play Go little section, mm-hmm. right? It's almost as if there were a here's the real horse lore behind this episode that would be behind after each episode. It's almost like that would be the real show that we'd be like, getting hype over, where you'd see the real footage and stuff. That would be the one I'd watch, Right. Totally.
But like, okay, so in terms of like that, so yeah, like I was able to pull something from this, but it also didn't change the fact that just everything about this show is just repellent to me. Like, that sounds kind of harsh. Everything about the show makes me feel nothing. It just makes me feel, and it's like, it's the music, it's the way the voice actors talk. It's like
it's cutesy.
It's everything about it. This show is burning its ass off to make you feel endeared from the cuteness, and I bet it's amazing at it. But if
if you feel Travis Touchdown's moe anywhere inside, then this is going to hit its mark. But if you're
even 1% susceptible, it's going to get you. But if you're just a nether person, there's nothing to connect with. And so like it just. Okay. And I was thinking about it, Woolie, because like I think you have 100% hit rate on Versus Wolves. What was meant to bring joy brought joy, and what was meant to do damage did damage. And you have had that streak going for 2 years, and it was a hell of a run, buddy.
Wow. Okay. Well,
or so I thought.
The conversation would end here.
So
okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I cannot find anything to love here. Even like with Rice Shower's story, like, it pulls that emotion out of me. I did not enjoy those episodes. I did not think they were good. I don't like how it feels like the horse racing could just be like, there's so much love for the horse racing, except in the kind of technical aspect of it. I feel like you could swap out the racing for literally anything. And I just, watching them all race in their outfits, it's
high heels with the high heels with the horseshoe.
It's just
yeah.
But I see that and I'm just like, what the fuck are we, And so then, people are saying to me, oh, you should try the movie, you should try Cinderella Grey, and I'm kind of like, I don't think you understand how completely ineffective this is to me. But I'm like, okay, I hear Cinderella Grey is good. I guess I will carve out an afternoon and watch this movie. And then I see it's not a movie, it's actually a side series.
Spin-off series, yeah.
And I'm like, I really don't want to sit through another OP of horse girls screaming J-pop at me. But fuck it, let's put it on. And the theme song hits. And the theme song kind of sounds like a badly tuned guitar playing J-metal that's inspired by like Midwestern emo. And I kind of fold my arms and I go, huh. And I'm watching
Eyebrow
this.
raised.
Brow raised. And I'm watching the intro and I see horse girls making, and I mean this in the best way possible, the ugliest fucking faces. And I'm like, oh, wait.
Yep.
Wait. No. There's this late into the game. We can't be doing a 180. And so I'm like, okay. And another thing about Umamusume, like comedy, the comedy of it just did not work for me at all. Like it's everything, it's the entire philosophical core of this thing that I just can't vibe with. And so everything that comes from that, even though it's being like this pure version of itself, I can't.
Because Special Week is meant to be a very relatable, earnest, trying hard protagonist. Like that's the type
I
of she is.
accept that is how people feel about that character. So then I'm watching Cinderella Grey, and I'm like, this feels different. And I'm looking at the way it's animated. I'm looking at the way light is animated. I'm looking at how the shots are constructed and like the depth of field. And it's so much like more visually complex and beautiful. And I'm like, okay, this is like, at the very least, I can say, hey, Cinderella Grey looks nice. There's the positive thing I can say about the Horse Girl anime. But then I'm watching, and horse girls are being like mean to each other. Like, this is not the domain of sunshine and rainbows of Musume. There's like emotion here. And
there's mean girl, bitchy horse gang.
Boy, each of them is the coolest fucking horse girl I've seen. They rule. Okay, also,
Spiky teeth.
I did find one horse girl I liked called Twin Turbo. I thought her design was good.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm watching this and I'm like, well, where the fuck have these guys been? And I'm
out
watching,
in the sticks, apparently.
Yeah, I'm watching Oguri Cap, and look, can we say that a character has a touch of the tism and have it be like a totally positive connotation? Have we reached that point yet? Is it okay to say that? Because
absolutely,
that is what that character reads as, and she's fucking awesome.
Yes.
I love her. She is so funny. She is so weird. She is so cool. And then she races her rival, who's a fucking psychopath. And they want to beat each other so badly. And they're not cute. Their faces are being pulled back. There is a cross of sweat under their eyes because they are trying so fucking hard. And then Oguri Cap loses in the first episode. And she looks down at her fist and it's bleeding. And she opens her hand, and it's because she's been squeezing her hand so tight. And she goes, "Is this what frustration is?" I am so fucking in.
Okay. There we go.
And so I shotgun 2 more episodes immediately because I like this. I feel good watching this. And then we get to it. Oguri Cap wins a match, and they're like, and now the concert. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, have you seen Oguri Cap's first concert?
No, I didn't get that far.
Woolie, she performs a Japanese folk music dance, like the dun 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 dun, and everyone around her exactly, and everyone around her is just, oh my god, it's so funny.
People, so I've heard reference to the fact that not every horse girl can sing or perform. Some of them can just race, and the performing part is like not a given.
Yeah, but like just aesthetically, like vibes, like the writing. Like I watched one horse girl fucking slap another horse girl, and it's like it's not. Like Cinderella Grey isn't edgy. It's borderline though. Like it's borderline.
But the thing is that the A series for maximum appeal will have to have the maximally appealing characters and main character for the most people in a broad scope. But the type of character that's this aloof, weird, I don't know, I'm just kind of really talented and happy to be on a bed for the first time. Holy shit, a broom closet, right? And it like when you say like a touch of the tism, it's almost like I mentioned Azumanga Daioh earlier. I don't know if
I've never watched it.
Okay, it's really good. It's really good. I love it. One of my favorites of all time. The tall girl is an athlete in that, and she's very, very similar to Oguri Cap, right? She has the same kind of just like, I don't really follow what most of society is going on about right now, but I'm gonna run because I'm good at that. Okay, here I go. And there's a little bit of that kind of just like the main character that's more of the aloof kind of outsider or so there's a more interesting thing to it. And I do 100% agree that when you see that like the main point here is not about them being cute, they can kind of get kind of ugly and weird, and they're not cowards about it. And I think as well, another moment that stands out to kind of establish that is in the first episode. The first episode is when her shoelace gets untied, and then she still fucking crushes it, but obviously not better than the main record. But she eats a lot of food. So there's a moment in both series where like they have like, oh my god, the super athlete horses eat a fuck ton of food, right? And like they eat too much, and you see like Special puts a big thing of rice down, and then Haru has to go by and go, that's too much rice, But the version of the joke that happens with Oguri Cap when she eats too many croquets and just goes back for seconds, they animate her big fat stomach being all gut out, and she's all like, whoa, and like the fact that she's like hungry, and they're willing to make her this big fat eater for a second for the bit. It's like, yeah, just go for it, commit. I'm like, I appreciate that aspect of what as well, because you're not hard. It's kind of like when Gran Turismo back in the day would let you license their cars. They'd let you use licensed cars, but they weren't allowed to get damaged. You can't have this Ferrari taking actual damage, so every time it hits a wall, it has to still be in pristine condition. Like, nah, you gotta let just you
got like
the flaws.
I feel like we're only starting to get to the point where media is like willing to depict women weird in a lot of ways, right. And like say like K-pop Demon Hunters. Don't know if you saw that, but like those girls make some crazy fucking faces, and it's great.
That's why I loved it. I loved it because of how fucking weird they get. Right, and they're allowed to do that because a lot of time, especially like old anime, you just have to stay on model but extra pristine, and even emotions. Like if you go to like certain 80s style like characters, like girls are allowed to have an eyebrow that goes up and down by a few degrees and a mouth that goes and that's about it, versus like other characters who are talking with that thing where my jaw stays down here, but the top of my head is what's animated, like the South Parking of it. I'm like, have fun with it, man. I'm super glad that like what you're talking about is part of what you found appealing about that series, because I'm curious if you got to see anything else.
Yes, I did, Wooly. Now I had to skip about 20 minutes in order to cram it into, because I got a panicked message from Wooly this morning.
Oh, let's go!
Being like, you gotta watch New Beginning. And Wooly, you are completely right. I did have to watch New Beginning. That fucking ruled.
Okay, I sent you clips because I was like, if you don't have time, you can watch these.
I watched the 20 minutes I skipped. I'm gonna go back and watch it because I just really enjoyed the movie. But I've watched everything you wanted. Yes, the downtime is what I skipped.
Perfect. Great. So this movie, fuck everything else about what we just said in terms of like appeal. This is just a good movie.
Oh yeah, no, totally. The closest thing I would compare this to, and it's not quite at this level. It's if you got a little red line itch, this movie might scratch it.
So the Umamusume Pretty Derby Beginning of a New Era is a movie that just covers Jungle Pocket, Agnes Tachyon, and TM
Tachyon fucking rules.
So I watched that intro to Tachyon walking up and her face and the creepy mad scientist horse girl, and I went, fuck, okay, John, hold on a minute.
You're right.
Something else is happening here, right? And then you see that intro where they're all weird and she's giving her the dead eye and like they're willing to animate Pocket as like being all like whatever in these goofy ways.
Right? In this there is not a single uninteresting shot in this movie. It is visually fucking incredible.
Sidebar, not the most important part, but it certainly helps for the topic. I don't think there's a moment of cuteness kind of as a thing really. That's the point of the moment anywhere in this. Mm-hmm. It's just sincere characters doing their thing, and I would say you can even tell because no one talks in that way that you're thinking of. No one has a particularly cutesy sounding voice. There's a lot of deep voiced girls talking, just being kind of
like half the characters wear suits when they're running.
So when the races actually unfold, and I mean, it's a movie, so of course they're going to have the money. They're going to have the Sakuga.
Oh, and it's even by
you want to talk about they don't have their faces get weird and stuff. In this, they are ripping apart. The lines are falling off of them. Dirt is getting smacked off the cheek. There are moments where the lines become like hard Gurren Lagann etchings and red line, like speed lines of like their faces are elongating as they're breaking through the barriers of speed. And it's like, this is the shit. I just love this.
Yeah,
and
it's great. It's really great.
This would never be the main thing, right? This would never be the main thing. But the fact that this series encompasses this over here on the side at the finish line, I got it in there. I'm like, wow, I did not expect it. Right?
Yeah. What I would say, Wooly, is I think you should check out more Cinderella Grey.
Okay.
That show has, like, again, I have been working a lot, like, pretty much while I'm awake, and watching like that to wind down before bed.
In. It's hit.
Oh, dude, no, I like Cinderella Grey. I'm going to keep watching Cinderella Grey after this.
Let's go. Okay.
And I'm so glad because I wanted to find something to love here, and I did. Like I love Norm. I love the pink-haired one. She seems really mean. I love the rivals. It's just it's so good.
Because so looking at Beginning of a New Era, like just Tachyon being, and I went to go check afterwards, and it's like, sure enough, there was a horse that was undefeated and then took an injury and their career was stopped short, right? And yeah, the name, and that's one of the things too. Like tachyon is a word that comes from Star Trek, where it's like, yeah, a hypothetical particle that exceeds the speed of light, etc.
Oh,
and so it's like, that's what that means, right?
Yeah, that's so good.
It's really cool. So it's like to take that. So that's a real horse with that name. So they went, let's make her a scientist that is obsessed with pushing past the limits and the hypothetical ghost of the fastest possible that you could be. Can I ever reach that? And if I try to surpass that, you break your body in the process. I'm like, that's a really cool way to interpret this real horse and their story into a proper creepy character that's like, yeah, I don't even really care actually about the run. I'm here for other reasons. I don't train, and I'm like, what a fucking cool thing. And in addition to the amazing Sakuga of like the ghost of space and time bending for her to reach the goal.
Yeah, and the fact that the visuals like are good enough to capture all that.
Right. Jungle Pocket is also like a cool character that is, I like her because she's more guttural and red oni and bestial about it. When she wins her race, she goes like, she pops off and goes,
yeah. Oh, she's a shonen protagonist. Like, out of all the characters, she is the most shonen.
And I'm like,
here's
fuck
what I'd
the
say.
Concert. I want to see you, like, get lit,
Yeah, totally.
The beast scream. I love that.
This year, I saw Chainsaw Man movie, the Reze arc, and I saw the Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle. Gorgeous movies. This is the best looking animated movie I've seen this year.
Okay, so can we just take a second and talk about the TM Opera O sequence?
I love TM Opera O.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Fucking, and she has such a sick costume as well.
So the things I like about Symboli Rudolph, the energy, the aura, etc., like I feel like TM Opera O is a similar thing where it's almost like the fact that it's like, you are all part of my legacy. Come, let us race, and you will advance. My legend will grow even stronger.
She's racing against the other characters and like giving them motivational speeches so they run faster. She pushes them so that they push her faster.
She has an aura that makes everyone around her run faster because she's that fucking hype, right? The leader is like not just the leader, and because she's the fastest, everyone is pushing their hardest because she's full of it, right? And like that giving that like monologue while the race is happening, and then seeing the over the top red line extreme burst through the finish kind of moment, like cutting to a straight on, it's just a Gurren Lagann, we're pointing to the heavens with the cape billowing, right? And the full on, like, that shit is, there's no qualifiers. That fucking rules. It's incredible.
Yeah, and like you could just fucking watch this film. Like I would watch. I kind of want to watch this movie with some friends. Like I loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah, I guess just kind of, if you want to see how different the vibes are in like the kind of two things we're talking about, go watch the season 2 OP of Horse Girls, and then go watch the season 1 OP of Cinderella Grey, and that'll tell you all you ever need to know about my tastes.
And I think that like what people that are fans of the full spectrum are hoping for is that we encounter that there's actually these facets as well, right? That like you start as this thing, and then it turns out there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, and like it's all under the Horse Girl umbrella. But by the point we're at here, I'm like, oh, I don't have anything snarky to say at all. This is an amazing movie that I would recommend to anybody. It's just fucking good.
Full chested, no question. This is an incredible movie.
Now get this. I then go back and boot up the game, and I see a bunch of free carrots, and I go, all right, let's pull. And I do some pulls, and then out of one of the horse stables comes Agnes Tachyon. And now, after watching that movie, I go, oh.
Well, just to be clear, I will be deleting it off my phone, but I still think we did pretty good.
I have it on Steam. I didn't put it on my phone. Fuck that.
Okay.
But I open it up and I go, oh, well, there she is. Oh, well, that's cool. Because now I know.
Yeah.
You know? But just it's just funny because I like, it's a little bit of like, I'm sure that like there's an element of just like, oh, if you come back to see these assets later on and you kind of have some context, you're like, oh, is there anything she's going to say that is like her conversations in the movie? You know, is there anything that is accurate there that you can, and if you get into what they're about or what's going on, then you might want to, you know, and I know for a fact that like, Ogre Cap is also a character there as well, and so on. So, you know, it is just interesting to kind of like watch all that, then go back to the game and be like, hey, okay.
One of my last matches was against Ogre Cap, and I was like, oh.
Yes, that's it. That little noise, that little moment, you know. And she doesn't have in the game anywhere near the amount of like scuff that she does in the movie because it's the game and it's the cleaned up, pristine version. And it's unfortunate, you know, because the scuffed version of her looks kind of like what's her name? It's Your Fault I'm Not Popular. Anyway, yeah, you'd know. It's Your Fault I'm Not Popular. Watamote.
Oh, yeah.
She has a little bit of that kind of weird energy to her, and you're not going to get that from the cleaner version of her in the game, but like it would be cool if you could. But either way, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there is a world where the gacha is a bunch of fucked up horse girls nearly killing themselves running, and I'm all over that shit.
One can only dream. I'm glad we got to this point.
I'm glad. It was a journey. Journey. I have been kind of dreading this conversation. I hope people enjoyed that. I hope the death threats I receive for not liking the horse girls is minimal.
But how appropriate is it that we also landed to this place emotionally at the finish line? On the day we record, you know?
Yep.
It's like, wait! Watch this fucking movie. Yeah, okay. All right.
Woolie, how the fuck do we rank this?
The same way we rank everything else. Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Okay, so what
the
are
highs
we
and the
ranking?
Lows. The highs and the lows.
Are we? Because like I feel like the highs and lows are nearly like too far apart, though.
The Edgar Ever Never moment and the slut shaming episode are hand in hand and are part of the ranking that we put down on that list.
Okay, because for me personally, right, if you ask me to rank my experience with Umamusume up until Cinderella Grey, the question I'm having is, does this beat Sexy Hiking? And there's a little part of me, Woolie, that even says, did Omicron make me feel more than this?
I see.
Okay. You know what someone said to me on stream? They were like, how can you like Solo Leveling and not this? It's just like, what an insane question.
So here's the thing, right? I don't know that we have given anything else. We haven't let anything else off the hook via Split, you know?
The Shining.
Did we enter...
Yep, number 4, The Shining.
The mini-series? Oh, we did. You're totally... I'm immediately wrong. We split it. So then we'd have to take Umamusume, I would say, you know, anime game, and then we'd have to take Cinderella Grey, and then we'd have to take Beginning of a New Era. And I mean...
Okay, what if we divided it into Umamusume, the episodes we watched of the anime and the game, and then we lumped Willie, I think you are sleeping on Cinderella Grey. I
loved what I saw so far, but pressed for time, I checked out the beginning.
Sure.
I really liked it, and I wanted to get a sampler of it. I checked out the beginning, and then I watched.
All I mean is that movie. I think Cinderella Grey is closer to New Generation than even you think it is.
Okay, so do you want to do something super fucked up right now? Do you want to do something super fucked up and go, and split this by Umamusume, game and anime, and then Cinderella Grey plus Beginning of a New Era as 2 separate entries?
That is exactly what I want to do.
Holy shit.
And you know the scary part, Woolie? No one can fucking stop us.
Let's go. You absolute madman. Let's go.
Okay, look, Woolie. I guess it can be Omicron.
You sound wretched.
Okay, it's okay. Look, I liked the little back and forth between Vodka and Scarlet. It's better than missing a fighting game tournament. Like, I had fun streaming Sexy Hiking, you know?
Wow. Okay.
But, like, I'm
not going to fight gravity, but what I will do is say that, to me, it goes at least above that if it has to stop at every Leprechaun movie. Because every Leprechaun movie, I got some enjoyment out of the sillier, but overall it dudded. Right?
Okay, Woolie, I thought of you so much watching the Leprechaun movies while I was playing Umamusume. I was like, my friend, I get it. I am sorry. Like, you know, it's like
Umamusume.
Umamusume.
So can we
land
there?
Sexy Hiking.
Sure. All right. You know what? I won't fight you there. All right. Gravity is strong. We are creatures that are bound by it, unless your soul is a space noid and you're free.
Look, I'll say it again. I'm the problem. I'm broken. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
But I gotta be real.
That's okay. I would push, but I'll you know.
Do you want to?
No. Move on.
Okay,
it's fine. This next bit though. Because this next bit's fucking crazy.
Okay, I am going to say that the combo of Cinderella Grey and New Generation, no way in hell that to me is outside of Outer Heaven.
Immediate Outer Heaven material. Immediately. Like, phenomenal shit.
Yep.
Straight up. Yeah.
Where do you see... Do we start at the bottom?
Let's go.
I think it beats Invincible.
Absolutely.
I think it beats Kill 6 Billion Demons Volume 1.
Volume 1.
I think it beats Stuck Upon Kingdom.
I'm okay with that.
I think it beats Kamen Rider Gav.
I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with that.
No, I don't think I am either.
Good. Let's go.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Felt it.
Yep.
Felt it.
Yep.
Feels right. Just good ass horse racing.
Okay.
Good ass horse girl shit.
So everyone, it's okay to bring me horse girl shit, but only the fucked up horse girl shit, okay? That's all I care about.
Now, I know this is just for us because it's our file here, but I just need to make sure that we stay honest. So you wrote Cinderella Grey and New Generation, and I'm just going to make sure that we write the word Umamusume up front because we need to keep in mind this is the same franchise.
Sure, yep.
Right? So we have the entry below, we have Umamusume, and then above we have Umamusume, Cinderella Grey, and New Era.
Congratulations to Umamusume, Cinderella Grey, and is it New Age?
Beginning of a New Era.
Beginning of a New Era. Okay, cool.
our new number 13.
What a fucking stacked ass list. Holy shit. So just to tell people, the things that are above that are The Boondocks, Junji Ito, Earthbound Reboot, Mother 3, Starting Boxing, Roman Reigns, The Vengeance Trilogy, The Shining, Kendrick Lamar's entire discography, The Shibuya Incident, Fighting Your Friends, and Berserk.
Now, here's what I will say. If you're out here and you're not satisfied with that, take a lap.
Take a lap.
Take a lap.
Take a lap. Can I say one other thing I loved about Cinderella Grey?
Let's go.
There's a literal point in it. Do you remember when I was like, it could just be any sport. Like, it's not specific to sport racing when I was watching Umamusume. Cinderella Grey, it's like, there is a literal story beat where a trainer tells a horse in detail how to dig her foot into the ground.
Yeah.
That technique lets her win that race. And then later, is what she's like, no, I don't ever want to leave my trainer because he taught me this. It's like, it's just everything I did not like about the other stuff, I love about this. I will shut up about it now. Thank you for everyone for enduring the insanity that has been the last hour of this podcast.
I would like to say one last thing about the Horse Girls, actually, if I can get my epilogue in. Okay. There's a big cool thing that happens a couple times, where there's these moments where like everyone on the racetrack is going like, they're saying their own, like, I'm not like, I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna make it or whatever. And the rivals have these moments where, and it's cool too, cause you can see like how they call themselves me. Whether you say Ore, Boku, or Watashi, and it's like a personality thing. But when they have rival characters that are like going, I'm not going to let you win, right? I'm not like, come on, I challenge you. We're going to take on each other. We're going to do this. A big thing that happens a lot of the time is these characters will be like, damn, I really want to beat you. And they kind of smirk and they'll be like, yeah, okay, let's go. And they kind of really get fired up because they want to race each other. That concept of rivalry and wanting to overcome your peers because you think you're the best is a concept that this show gets, but somehow Drake the rapper does not. So Umamusume understands hip-hop better than Drake does.
I do not know how we got here, but I like it.
There was a moment where these characters were popping off for each other, going like, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. And I'll prove it to you. And they're like, yeah, all right, let's go. And then they bounce. And it's like, that's all Kendrick and all these other rappers were trying to do, was just go, yo, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. All right, show me what you got. Let's go. And you're just kind of puffing your chest out, trying to have a friendly rivalry, being like, let's go. I'm going to bring out the best in you. And let's see if you can top what I've got. And Drake takes it personally. And I'm just like, these anime horse girls understand. They understand hip hop better than Drake, who's currently still losing lawsuits. I'm sorry, he had to catch a stray before we got out of here. Moving on.
So, Woolie, we don't actually have a recommend or die this month because this is the last episode we're ever going to do.
Bye.
We'll be back next month with the next collection. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed Versus Wolves, and we'll see you then.
Next episode, the best collection 2025.
Our third one. Can you believe that? I'll take that as a no.